That countdown didn't feel countdowny. Guys, we don't have Pierre with us this week. He usually does our wonderful countdowns. He's a very big professional producer, but good luck to you, Pierre. You guys know he has personal reasons. But anyway, so I have a question for you guys. I was on my way here. I thought it was a fun question. What is a moment that you wish you could have been a fly on the wall for?
That's
in history.
In history?
It could have been anything. Yes, anything.
I thought you meant like personal life.
What do you mean by that?
Oh.
No, like in my personal life, like, is there a conversation I would have liked to eavesdrop on between you and Alex? Like, that's what I thought.
That's mad specific.
No, I thought that's what you was asking me, like my But if you're talking about the grand scheme of life.
Wait, no, I want to know that one. What do you think? Well, me and Alex don't talk about you like hella often or anything.
You think we conspire against you?
I never said anything about conspiracies. Talking about someone and conspiring is two different things.
Nah, we don't talk about you. If anything, Regi texted me today and was like, Alex, have you worn this shirt before? It's a shirt I've never seen before.
No. Oh my God, now you're making me do this. Now you're making me clear my name.
I was like, Regi, nah, this wasn't on my body.
Doesn't this look like a shirt that Alex has?
I ain't gonna lie.
I can see you.
No, that she had that he like has worn.
Yeah, yeah. I'm saying like I can see that.
Oh, is this the Mandela effect?
See that? You got me a shirt, so now you're trying to style me some more. I like that, Reg.
Wait, you don't have the shirt? Are you lying to me?
I promise you, I don't have that shirt.
He wore this before. It's the Mandela effect. It's the Mandela effect. But anyway, yes. So wait, I kind of want to know your answer
for my personal.
Yeah, like a personal thing.
Facts. I got a personal one too.
I don't even know if I have a personal one. I think in because you were gonna force me to think about it. I'm talking about in the history of mankind, of life.
Yes.
Yeah. The conversation or the moment that I want to be a fly on the wall for would be Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm fucking talking about.
I would love to know
in the Oval
how
Office.
Bill gave it up for real.
In the Oval Office.
Because wait, first off, she was legal age, right?
Yeah.
She
was on his staff. If I'm not
okay.
mistaken.
I know she was an intern or something like that.
Yeah, I recently watched the video breaking it down, and I feel like she was really young.
Yeah, she was on the younger side.
I know there was an age discrepancy. But in the climate of today, in the climate of today, we have to be very careful with ages and shit like that. So I feel like I would have known if she was underage. So what I'm going to say is, yeah, if I could have been a flyer anywhere, I would love to see like Bill's game.
She was 22 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. That's that last
crazy.
Year of college vibes, trying to look for your career, and look what Bill was doing.
Yeah. I want to know, because what do you talk about the president like? He was the most powerful man in the world.
And he was almost 50.
She was a 22-year-old intern, and somehow his piece ended up in her mouth. Like, I need to be a fly. I don't need to see it, honestly. Like, I just want to hear what led up to that. Like, because if you ever seen any of her interviews, because she's talking about this, like, openly since it happened, right?
She's well-spoken, yeah.
She made it seem like, I want to say that she said Bill... And I could be fucking this up. I am so sorry.
Look what you about to put
Mr.
on
Clinton,
Bill.
president, right? I believe she said that he was her sexual soulmate. And so for somebody to feel
if that's not true, then that's a crazy thing to say.
How she knew that at 22?
Bro,
you ain't even fuck enough at 22 to know that.
But you see why I want to be a fly on the wall? Wait, what was he doing?
Did she say that at 22 or after?
No, after the fact. After the
that
fact.
means she was speaking from...
That means it's really true though, because if you say it at 22, you don't know what you're talking about. But if you say it a decade later still, then that she really, she stands by it.
Yeah.
Her best dick was some old nigga.
And I don't like... Yeah, so that probably would be the moment that I would want to be a fly on the wall for.
That's kind of weird though, Savon. You want to be you want to watch an old man have sex with his mistress?
No, I said I just want to know
That's what
how
it means, fly on the wall.
No, I want to just know how it yeah, goddamn it, sure. I guess so. Fuck, you called me.
That's kind of freaky.
I guess so.
Okay, Alex, what's yours? No, wait, let me go and then okay. Because mine's like not as silly and interesting. It's like dead ass. I would love to make a joke out of this, but I genuinely want to be a fly on the wall for the studio sessions where Kanye West made My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Oh, you wouldn't have made it out.
Really I was listening to it on the way to work this morning, and I just don't understand how someone came up with all of this. Because I just don't get it.
Isn't part of the story that everyone had to dress up in suits and they treated it like real business? Is that the wrong album I'm thinking about?
Kanye?
Yeah.
Is this a known thing? Maybe I missed it, yeah.
Leave it in the comments, y'all.
Yo,
I thought he he went away to like an island or some shit and then did it with like Rick Rubin or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kanye fans, please correct me in the comments. But I don't know. I just feel like that would really be like a what the fuck moment. And I'm literally watching history.
I'm not gonna lie. Me and Reggie's fly on the wall moments, we just remixed it. Like it's almost like wishful thinking. Because neither one of us know for sure if these things happen.
What do you mean?
Like you said, I don't know if it was this album when he wanted everybody in suits.
No, he said that.
I said that.
Oh, you said that.
Yeah.
Okay. And I just said, I don't know if she said that, Bill was her sexual soulmate.
It was
just lying on people.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's hard.
They proved that it happened because they found his DNA on her shirt, right?
For who?
His cum?
For Bill Clinton, right? That's like the famous story,
Yo,
right?
I was like 6 when she was sucking dick, bro. I really can't tell you what happened. Like, I didn't live through that. I just so I don't know.
But you did.
But I know it happened.
I think that's how the tale goes.
I don't remember how they found out. I just know Hillary held it down. She kept the last name. She ran for president. She stayed and cried and did all those things and blew up some fucking emails in countries. And
was she holding it down?
Allegedly.
What happened?
Was she really holding it down?
She had to hold it down.
Look at what her husband had to resort to for pleasure.
Yo, put it like this. Now, real quick, and then I want to hear you.
I was a grown woman.
If you are the most powerful man in the country, what you gonna do on your free time?
I hear what you're saying, right? But you ever really been with someone and the sex is like, oh my God. It don't matter. It doesn't matter that you've never experienced it before. You ever been with someone like that?
Hmm?
When I get married, I know I'm going to be with someone like that.
Okay.
I know I am.
That's what you're
We're going to be so sexually connected that I won't have to resort to other people, other women.
Okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Right, Reggie?
Yeah, like I'm trying to think of how I want to word my question. Like, so you think like every very, very, very powerful man in his free time,
Foxx?
he like cheats on his wife?
Who did? No.
Okay.
No, that's an agreement.
That's not. Wait. Where did you?
No, because when you asked Alex, like, what do you think he does on his free time? I thought you meant like, oh, he like fucks women.
No, I think the president fucks a lot of women.
Just the president?
Yeah. He does whatever he wants.
There are very wealthy, prominent men that have agreements.
You think Obama didn't get nothing on the side? Not once in his life since he's been president. He was allegedly at Diddy parties.
Don't say that.
I don't think so.
No, he wasn't. See,
I've never seen a picture of...
I said allegedly.
We only 5 minutes in and we done lied on 3 people.
It's okay, he said allegedly, but I've never seen like a picture of him at a Diddy party.
If you had to bet, we are a betting podcast. Shout out to all of the people and places and things that allow us to bet. If you had to bet money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over and under,
whatever you want to call it. If Obama or any president at any point in time got some ass on the side, what would you bet?
He was too busy.
Okay. Any president or Obama?
Oh, nah. Let's say Obama. The smoothest president.
I want to come out and say that I think all of them niggas was fucking.
Okay.
Reggie, my thing is, I think a lot of these prominent men set agreements with their partner. Like, hey, you with me? You know what? Come with me.
Okay. All right.
And you know what? Come out of me.
I don't think...
I want to hear your moment, bro.
I genuinely don't think that Obama cheated on Michelle. I don't think so.
Okay. I'm with you.
Call me naive, but I just don't think he did it.
I'm with you. I'm totally with you.
But other presidents and other prominent athletes, like, I do think they have... Like, it's very, very common for them to cheat on their wives and have agreements or whatever.
Oh, all the white guys.
Exactly.
Sure.
Okay. All them cheaters.
Okay.
All them cheaters. All right, I got 2 moments for y'all.
Okay.
One personal, the other public.
Okay, I like this.
The first one. April 16th, 1996, 6:52 a.m. I would like to see my birth.
Your own birth?
Yeah.
Oh,
why?
That's worse than me.
Because that was a moment.
It was a moment.
That was a moment.
But why do you want to like see it?
Because
you know,
Reggie,
it's you.
That was the conception of my life. Like that was me literally coming into the world. Now, would I be looking at?
Wait, isn't conception when the sperm
enter
entered the egg or something?
Y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. Well, the delivery.
Damn. Have you guys ever seen a baby being born?
No.
Yes.
If you watch the video of it coming out of the vagina?
Yes.
Okay. Because you got to prepare yourself.
You have to.
It's actually insane.
That's why I wanted to see my shit.
Like, you might faint.
Not really. You don't have to ever see that. I do subscribe to gender roles.
No, I'm not saying you, but when your future wife gives birth, like, you don't want to be prepared?
Real niggas sit in the lobby.
No, they don't.
You're not even going to be supportive of
your
in the delivery room?
No, you know how they got the glass wall where you can see?
That's after Savon.
Oh.
You're not going to be standing next to her holding her hand at your own delivery of your baby?
8 nurses.
It's
mad hands.
All you want in that moment is your husband.
Exactly.
Do you think that for real? I think they just want the baby to be out of their vagina.
No, you want the support of your husband. Yeah, your husband's standing right there.
Honestly, if y'all are thinking about a husband while you're giving birth, I think you got to rewire.
Yes, I would like the support of the most important person to me. While
you want
birth
them
to
there,
his child.
But I'm just saying, like, a hand is a hand.
What's that mean? What that mean?
If I'm falling off a cliff, right? And there's somebody, I want whoever is nearest to me to grab me and help me in my direst, dearest moment.
Can you help me?
Help me. I don't give a fuck who it is, right? If you're having birth, if you're giving birth, I would think any type of support in that moment would be helpful.
And I think it varies for people.
I don't want to hold a stranger's hand. I want to hold my husband's hand.
I think it varies for people, though.
Would you be mad if you couldn't hold your husband's hand?
I would definitely want him to be there. Yeah.
Yo, you're creating life.
Yeah, his child. So of course I want him there. Like, what are we talking about?
What if he wanted to catch it?
That would be pretty cool.
Oh, you got one of them shooting babies. That's why I want to be at my shit. Did I shoot out?
I thought you were.
I was this. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't ever say, did I shoot out? Because
did I shoot out?
Oh my gosh.
Was that easy?
Stop.
Savon, when your future wife is giving birth, you're not even going to be in the room? That's crazy.
I'm going to play quarterback. Hut. Throw that shit my way.
Pretty magical moment.
I want to see how strong her muscles are. Just
save on.
Blow it up.
We'll revisit this conversation in about 5-6 years when Savon has his first baby.
Yeah.
You know how like Patrick Mahomes and like just quarterbacks, they under the center, like at the line of scrimmage. That's how I want to receive my baby.
So you're going to be there helping.
Yeah, but
like Regi said.
But don't worry, you don't need my hand for that. Let me pull the head out with the forceps.
Savon, what? You're not trying to protect your baby head?
Because I'd rather the doctor or the nurse hold my wife's hand while giving birth, because he can't be too close to her vagina.
Oh, so you a cup?
God.
Yeah, you can't be that close to it. I gotta get in there.
You gotta get in there
and pull what's coming out of there.
It sounds like some cuck shit.
That sounds dangerous.
Does it?
You pulling out a baby from a vagina instead of a trained professional? Okay.
I'll put the baby in there.
Yeah, but you don't know how to take it out.
I guess that's how we got in the situation. Not knowing how to pull out. You are absolutely
right. It's a nice little bow on that conversation.
Oh my God, look what we did. All right, here's my public one real quick. The civil rights movement. I wanted to fight with them.
But why you? Okay.
I wanted to be out there fighting with them.
Okay.
I wanted to see what how the tension felt.
Okay.
I know the air was so sharp.
Not mad at that.
I just wish I was one of them beetle flies around that.
Okay.
Wait, no. Do you want to be a fly on the wall or do you want to be in there? Like the action?
Oh shit, my fault. Yeah, I took a little farther. Yeah, I want to be in there.
Okay. I like that answer. That's a very powerful answer, Alex.
Yes, I want to be in there on the front line. All right, y'all.
I'm not mad at that. That question actually just reminded me of the places that I don't want to ever be when this podcast is being played.
Now we know where he's going with this.
This past week.
Yeah.
Now, first off, I judge anybody that judges bald people for getting maintenance.
Maintenance is maintenance.
Maintenance is very important. Whether you have a bald head or not, you should still be going to the barbershop, fellas.
Get along.
Somebody else taking care of you, pampering you. It should be a thing. I should not be judged every time I sit in the barber chair when I have no hair.
Wait,
but cool, I embrace it.
Wait, so at the barbershop, he like shaves your head, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Regi.
I'm curious.
Shaving cream, hot towel, gloves, sometimes a little smack for good luck.
No,
I love it. I love that for you.
No, deadass.
He smack your head a little bit?
Yeah, does he like wax it?
Yo, you know what? They watch this in the barbershop. I got to just...
So, what
happened? Real quick. Bro, that is the last place that I ever want to hear this podcast.
Because that's what you were doing, right? You were getting a cut, and then all of a sudden your barber just turns it on, or did you ask? Keep it a buck, Savon. Did you ask?
I don't tell people I podcast.
Same.
I don't.
You just gotta know.
This is a secret. This is like the best kept secret in my life. This podcast.
But it's not a secret, but I hate you. Get it all.
So when I go to places in public, I never be like, oh, hey, podcaster. Mm-hmm. What happens is my dad is such a legend.
I love that.
That every time I go somewhere, it's like, hey, this is the Painmaster's son. And I'm like, holy shit. everywhere I go, you got you don't call me Little Pain. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Pain Jr.
Pain Jr. So every time I go to a barbershop, somebody gets excited and they shout out and they show love and they show support too. So let me not even make a joke of that.
Salute to the shop.
It is really dope for people to even, recognize us in that way. But in this instance, it was very uncomfortable. We are getting in I sit in the chair. And normally they're paying like Rakim, Nas, EPM. It's real. It's a hip hop. It's a barbershop. You know what I'm saying? Sports and music. That's all they do. But for whatever reason, this day, one of the barbers like, hey man, I know you got a podcast. What's the name of that joint now? I wanted to lie and told him I forgot. But you can't forget the name of your podcast. And then I almost told him it was Can't Afford Therapy. Okay.
Your other one?
Then I almost told him, you go check out Can't Afford Therapy, but we haven't dropped in a while. I was like 280 pounds then, so I really didn't want to put that on the screen. So fuck it. Need to know it is. Oh yeah, my shit is need to know.
That's what I hit my uncle with. I gave him the Brilliant Idiot shit.
Told you Charlamagne?
Yeah.
Look at all the views we got.
Because I didn't want him to hear the shit I be talking about.
Yeah.
He said, let me see your podcast. Where can I listen for this? I say, yo.
Yeah, I don't show my parents this podcast.
So, unbeknownst to me, I completely forgot. And I do want to apologize to you, too, because I can imagine the awkwardness that I felt is how you guys feel pretty much every week when I say things I shouldn't say.
Yep.
But
pretty much.
Yep.
Last week, Alex. I asked you a question that I dare not repeat.
Thank you.
And I'm so sorry for asking you that question.
Because your barber got on you.
They didn't know. But I'm going to tell you how I got out of it.
And tell the crowd what you asked me. Go ahead.
I asked Alex.
Tell him.
Would he suck a dick for $1 million?
Actually, I asked that. You asked how much would it cost? I feel like that's better. That's a more open-ended question.
Hell no. He's trying to get down to the bottom of it.
Well, in the barbershop, you just shouldn't say dick. It's a lot of going on in there. So, that word is the one place you just probably shouldn't say dick at all. But
and rewatching, it's so funny because Alex was so fed up with us. He was like, I can't. And and then when the conversation was winding down, he was looking at something like, I can't suck a dick for $1 million. It was so funny.
And I felt him. I'm like, yo, I can't believe I asked him. So when that part came on in the barbershop, I just started screaming.
You looked at
hey, yo, bro, how the kids doing, fam? I started trying to get it off. So I do want to apologize for y'all. I think it's really awkward. And I'm going to be better about how we start this podcast. No more asking Alex uncomfortable questions.
Oh my God. Oh shit. What's today?
Alex, don't believe him.
We got. Oh shit, you right, Regi. I was about to go play the lotto.
We're gonna be right back at it next week.
No, I'm not gonna ask him nothing. Nothing.
We're gonna hold you to it. But to your point though, I do hate when people just randomly turn on the podcast because they know we're around.
Yeah,
I got a bunch of homies, man.
Do
they do that?
Really?
I'll be at one of my friends' house. I'm sorry, friend's house. And then we'll just be having a normal conversation. And you look to the left. Yeah, so Lil Wayne and Drake.
And it's your voice.
And it's my voice.
And you hate your voice.
I hate sometimes.
Oh, my fault. Oh, you came around.
Yeah.
Who is she? Who is she?
No, you know what's funny about what you're really saying? We're going to start this podcast. I promise y'all a lot to talk about today. I don't want to hear the podcast played at a hair salon because that's happened to me. And then, girl, you know him?
It makes it too hot.
Woo! Because then people could just lie on you too because you're not around.
Yeah.
You're not there. Oh, yeah.
They start talking about you and stuff.
Girl, I know him. We was having sex for months. Never touched her.
Damn.
But
they be lying on your meat.
They be lying on my
Speaking of
shit.
allegations, we're gonna get into that.
We all gonna get on that. They be lying on.
Yeah,
my
I hate
shit.
when people
lie on your meat.
Yes, I hate when people lie on my meat. People haven't played the podcast in front of me yet, but I hate when people read my tweets while I'm standing right there.
They do that?
I hate that. It's so awkward. I'm like, why are you doing that?
People do that? They come up to you and say, hey, Regi, you tweeted this out.
I love what you said on Twitter. And then they're read it. I'm like, can you shut up?
All right, everyone stop, okay?
Yes.
Y'all need to stop.
Yeah, don't do that. It's not flattering. Thank you for acknowledging that we have a podcast, but I don't think you got to play it when we're around.
Yeah, please.
Especially because I know the shit that I be saying. And I've never felt uncomfortable with saying it, but hearing it is really uncomfortable. So I'm sorry. And I'm going to be mild for the rest of the year.
No, you're not.
For real, I will.
We have 2 episodes left.
Nah.
Oh, he got us.
We'll see if he's mild. Or if he ends it with a bang.
Nah, let me chill out.
It's going to be a spicy motherfucker right here. I could tell.
I told Kieran I'm not going to say the 2 words that we always bleep out too.
Nigga?
No.
Oh, have you said that since your promise?
Have you heard me say it?
Oh, did he really not say it?
Have you heard me say it?
I don't know. I haven't like kept track.
So.
But
Yeah, I don't think so.
But
we're watching and listening.
All right, yeah.
I feel like you have.
I haven't said it.
Oh, that's good.
Off camera.
I told you this is an on-camera commitment.
Yeah, he did say only on camera.
He did say that. I wanted to make sure he reiterated that, yeah.
We have a lot to talk about, and it rhymes with Jigga.
It does.
It does. It does. We got a whole lot of them to talk about.
It just is that.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was.
No, it just is that.
I thought you was about to give me a word that rhymed with Jigga. Relax.
No, but that is the actual word that we're talking about.
I'm like, Reggie, no, let me say it. Reggie, let me say it.
Pass the ball. Holy shit.
That was so stupid.
Guys, I'm not a rookie.
I know. What's going on? Yo, it's the Needs to Know podcast. I sound like shit. I apologize. I don't even know if I should intro this pod, but fuck it. We made it. I'm so happy and grateful and thankful to be here. I go by the name Savon, Savon, and I don't have anything for the end today because I just feel like shit and I just want to get through the news cycle. There's a lot of heartbreaking shit to talk about. There's a lot of things to celebrate too.
The N is for news cycle.
Let's do it.
Right there.
This is so stupid.
The N is for news, I guess.
How does she do it?
I don't know. It's her. The one and only.
How does she do it?
The one and only.
Oh yeah. God.
Welcome, guys.
What rhymes with Jigga?
A word you can't say right now. All right. Hey, what's up, y'all? Trigger. Yeah. Come here. Actually, don't.
Actually, don't do any of those things.
Don't do any of those things.
Who was he talking to?
What's up, y'all? It's your boy A, as always. The Paco Ramon Poppy. Never alone, always with the posse.
Hello, guys. It's me, Regi. I feel very happy to be here, but work is kicking my ass because we're doing a bunch of year-end shit. Facts. I cannot wait until the music industry shuts down. Because everyone knows the music industry shuts down for the holidays. I cannot fucking wait. I'm crawling to the finish line. But yes, I feel blessed to be here. And I have nowhere to pass it to because Pierre's not here. But...
Oh, my God.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think we're going to have the luxury of anything shutting down this year.
Why? Oh, because shit's going to keep happening?
I think Cat Williams opened up the portal in January of 2024. And it is not shut and it is not going to stop.
No, but I think he could shut it down. Like with one more Club Shay Shay interview and close the portal.
Club Shay, Shannon Sharp has hinted at having him again.
Yeah, in like the end of December, and he officially closes it.
That would be dope.
I don't think that's possible. I think
really, you think it's gonna just keep going?
Yeah, it's like toothpaste. You can't put it back in the tube. Like the toothpaste is out.
What an analogy.
No, legit. Like that's what the
did you just think about?
But maybe part 2 is to expound on all the toothpaste that came out the tube.
Well, if there's anybody expounding on anything that's been released, then a lot of our legends and prominent people will be gone next year. And I don't mean like from Earth. I just mean relevance and legacies and all of those things will be wiped away. Like the portal has been opened.
Bruh.
I don't know. I feel like he can do another interview and officially close it. And imagine 2025 is our most peaceful year ever.
Nah.
Reggie, yo, you are so positive.
But I like the positivity. I do.
No, we need that.
Yeah, we need it.
We need it.
Somebody here needs to have it.
We've had like boring years where like nothing happened.
Yeah, that's
Remember,
the end
we're thinking of like, oh my God, 2024 is crazy shit happened. Like this was a crazy year, but then we've had other years that were just kind of chill. No?
I could say, yeah, I can see that. But this year, all the big dogs, all the big chess pieces on the board have been moved. Everybody's been moved.
Yep.
Your kings, your queens, your knights, your bishops, your rooks. Everybody's moving on this board. The pawns are out the way. Okay. Yeah. Thank God I don't have to wake up and report on Blueface anymore.
Wait,
we never did that, by the way.
That is so true. Like the pawns are less relevant people. Like whatever they do, people kind of like don't pay attention this year.
This is that part in the chess game where your pieces really matter, your big boys.
You see what I'm saying? Like NBA YoungBoy just got sentenced today, and I don't give a fuck.
60 months.
Nobody's talking about it. Thank God.
Well, he's had a few.
If you do the crime, do the time.
No,
I ain't gonna lie.
No,
if you did the crime,
you wouldn't say that if it was Neo. You see,
he don't do crimes.
You don't know that.
You gotta support soft niggas.
You don't know that.
You gotta support pimps.
Blue collar crimes.
You gotta support polymen. All right, like I don't know, but like I'm so glad that we don't have to talk about these people. Like my news feed isn't dominated by it. Like the shit that's being dominated on my personal newsfeed, and I think everybody's, because the way that this algorithm works, and I'll say this each and every day, every time we talk about it, Elon Musk, I repent you.
Nah, I do.
I repent you for what you did to one of my favorite apps. Probably my favorite app of all time, honestly, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it.
Shit was so good.
It was really good, and he ruined it. And now I know for a fact that everything that you saw, I saw. There is no, what's the word? They use it in sports.
They use it in sports. Something that goes unturned.
Parody. There's no parody. There's no.
Okay.
Yeah. I just know it's predictable. The algorithm, the timelines, everything's predictable. So I know if I saw it, you most likely saw it, just because we're in the same filter bubble.
That's
as
for
I
sure.
always call it.
That's for sure.
But yeah, this year the big chess pieces moved, and I think the biggest of them all, Jay-Z, Hove. A lot of people have been waiting for these reports and for his time to be called, his number to be called. Obviously, Diddy, one of the biggest pieces on the board, especially in our culture, Black culture, entertainment, period, right? He didn't just keep his radius amongst hip hop. He went to Hollywood and actors and music and politicians, right? His reach was really big. We've seen he's currently behind bars, which, if you really, really think about it, think about this 6 years ago, when there was the Rock Nation brunches and everybody was trying to go, and there was Jay-Z and it was Diddy spearheading those with photo shoots and toast and brunches and parties and pictures and all of these things. To fast forward to today, you would never think that the two of them, one of them being behind bars, literally fighting for his life, and the second one putting out statements defending himself against 13-year-old rape allegations.
Which are very, very serious allegations. So I do understand the timeliness of response from him and his team. Regi, do you have what's being alleged here in the lawsuit?
So there was a federal lawsuit that was originally filed in October. Tony Busby is the one who is representing the accuser. And his name might ring a bell because he's the one who was deep in the hoopla of the Diddy stuff. Like, oh my God, he set up the hotline and he said he got hundreds and hundreds of people calling in and he's representing hundreds of victims. So he's the same lawyer who filed the suit. And then they refiled it on Sunday to include Sean Carter as one of the two gentlemen listed in the original lawsuit that allegedly raped an underage girl in the year 2000 at a party after the MTV VMAs. And she details the entire ordeal. I don't think I have to go through exactly what her story is, but she describes it in detail.
Right.
It's consistent with a lot of the allegations made against Diddy, like I drank something, started to feel woozy, he took advantage of me. And then afterwards in the suit, she claims that she escaped and then or she was let go, and then she found a place to call her dad. So that was, a part of the story that people are noticing. So yeah, I don't know, guys. What do you think about this news that dropped?
And in this lawsuit, she is listed as a Jane Doe. For those of you that don't realize why that's usually done, a lot of the time, victims don't want to come out and say the things that they've been a part of, right? It might be a traumatic experience, the things that they've went through, right? So they do go through Jane Doe. Jay-Z and his team, they do not like that, and they want this person to be listed. Before we get into super semantics and shit, let's just talk about Jay-Z for a second. That's how I know, Savon spoke to how the portal got opened up and how certain pieces on the board are expanding and moving around. If Jay-Z is a piece on the chessboard, and let's just say, for the most part, the king doesn't move much, Jay-Z has officially moved.
Yeah.
Meaning we're seeing him do things that we usually don't see him do before.
AKA react.
And again, the reactions we're used to are, all right, cool. Send a little PR statement through my publicist or through my lawyer. They'll handle it.
Especially when, I don't know if you guys remember, about a month ago when Jaguar Wright was on Piers Morgan's show and threw these crazy allegations, well, as she has always done. But the way Jay-Z reacted to that was he sent his lawyer behind the scenes to take care of that. And we didn't really hear from him directly. So that's kind of how he usually responds. But this was very different, his response.
He did put out a statement before we even continue to talk about it. He did address this with, like you said, record speed for somebody like Hove, who doesn't address everything, for somebody like Jay-Z, who, we know he is Mr. Politics when it comes to playing the game behind the scenes. Right. He is the ultimate chess player in our culture, right? He is the beacon. He's all of those things, but he did respond. Instead of me reading it.
Uh-oh.
You got AI to transcribe it?
You got it. My lawyer has received a blackmail attempt from a lawyer named Tony Busby, who was hoping to use public pressure to make me settle the case. However, instead of folding, I decided to publicly confront and reveal the deceptive nature of his actions. I'm not backing down and will not give him a dime.
He was heated.
Hov responded.
He was heated.
I hate how accurate and real that sounded. I hate it. Guys, by the way, guys, that was AI.
That was definitely AI.
Jay-Z released a statement on Twitter via the Rock Nation Twitter account.
He did say that. That was his statement.
That was his statement.
But it wasn't his voice. His actual voice.
But that was so... Like, if you just showed a random, like, uncle on Facebook, that, like, he'll think that's real. And that's very scary.
That was pretty accurate. And that was just one portion of his actual statement.
Fam.
But yeah, he did address this.
And when I read the statement, it seemed as if he loaded up the iPhone, went right to the Apple Notes app, and just started penning away. I think Ebro even made mention of that. I don't know if Ebro was being funny or being facetious or if he was serious about that. But yeah, this is something I've never, down to the fucking, not the vocab, but punctuation and things of that nature. I'm like, dog.
Yeah, capitalizations, like
terrible, like
exclamation points.
Why did you put this out? But again, maybe he wanted to show his human side and to show that he really is bothered and flustered from all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Should we read some of this?
Yeah, for sure. Let's go for it.
All right, cool. You already did the AI voice, but I'll try to get through this really quickly. My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of the allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. It had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very, very, in capital letters, public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. These allegations are heinous in nature, and I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against the minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? Let's pause right here. Now, I absolutely agree that this is a heinous allegation and super serious. But yo, this don't sound like Drake on the Heart Part 6.
How so?
Just the tone of voice. Like, hey, if somebody had done this, I would have been arrested.
Yeah.
Just the tone of voice. I'm not a legend. I'm not putting anything on Jay-Z's jacket. But it's just... I don't think
like his strategy right now is very that. Like,
yes.
Is what? Kind of like discrediting? In a way?
Trying to,
in a way, condescending, discrediting in a way. Yeah.
I'm not mad at that.
It'd be like, I could not have done this.
I could not have done this because something would have happened to me. These allegations, these alleged victims would deserve real justice if this were the case. See, he should have got his publicist on this. He ain't spelling shit right. This lawyer who I have done a bit of research on seems to have a pattern with these types of theatrics. I have no idea how you have come to such a deplorable human, how you have become such a pove.
How you have come to be such a deplorable human.
Mr. Busby, but I promise you, I have seen your kind many times over, and I'm more than prepared to deal with your type. You claim to be a Marine, even pulled out his stripes. Like, damn, are you really a Marine? Marines are known for the valor. You have neither honor nor dignity. My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down. One who is at the age where her friends will surely see this, and the press will ask questions about the nature of these claims. Now, at the time of this recording, we have kind of lived past what he's sort of saying in a little bit. The premiere for Mufasa, which is the next installment in the Lion King series, I think Blue Ivy is Nyla in the film.
She's Kiara.
She's Kiara, I'm sorry. Pretty prominent role.
I think Beyonce was Nyla, right? In the first one.
I do think she
Nala. Yo, we just fucking up everything. Yo, I told y'all we was under the weather. Yeah. Collectively, all right? But yeah. I think, like, I agree with that statement. And there's a lot of think pieces on this statement. I think the biggest thing for me, my favorite part of it, is the very last line. Yeah. Which is after he kind of breaks down the claims and says, hey, this is where I'm from. I'm from Brooklyn. We take this very seriously. Yeah. He's trying to humanize himself when he says that. And when I read it, at least, I'm like, oh shit, I haven't heard Jay-Z, shout out Brooklyn in a minute. Not say obviously we know he does, but he just hasn't really connected to us in that way in a while.
Like, use that card in a while.
Yeah, he just hasn't done that. Like, that used to be his trademark. I'm from Brooklyn, Yankee cap, all of these things. And it was a lot more relatable than the person he is today, which is, I buy art that costs more than your house, right?
Right.
Like, it seems like he's just trying to reel things back in. And who he is at his core, like, you can't take where you're from or who you are just because you've reached these heights, these levels, right? Yeah. So he is who he is. But for me, I look forward to showing you just how different I am. That is the line for me where I'm like, he won me over. Everything else, and I get it, there's a lot of holes to be poked in this statement. I know a lot of people are saying, yo, like you said, his publishers should have wrote it. He never denied saying, hey, I didn't do it. Instead of talking to the situation, he's talking to the lawyer.
Yeah, a lot.
It sounds like, yo, I'm going to go after you. Mr. Busby.
And hey, to his point, he does allege that this lawyer has a history of these types of cases, trying to, what he calls, oh my God, people keep using this fucking term, ambulance chaser. Jay-Z is a legend for him to be an ambulance chaser.
An ambulance chaser in a cheap suit is his exact quote that he's talking about Mr. Busby.
And then there's a lot of people who also defend Busby and saying he is the #1 lawyer in the country when it comes to winning these type of cases. So there's a lot to be revealed. I think for this to reach a Jay-Z and also impact a Jay-Z, I saw Beyonce lost a ton of followers because of this on Instagram. And I'm also hearing that certain things may be delayed or pushed back. Now, we all know Jay-Z is a businessman. Not a businessman. Right. So now it's going to start affecting, it could potentially affect his business. And we have not seen Hov in this position ever, in my opinion, that I can remember. I don't think we've ever seen him in this position with these allegations, with somebody so close to him being in a situation where even more horrific allegations are being put on him. Like, this is just very different and it's very interesting. And, we have to wait to see what's going to be real.
And he might have to defend Diddy. This one time.
What do you mean by that?
You can't defend that.
They're combined together on this lawsuit.
Or he could kind of fend for himself. Like, Jay-Z can be like, I didn't do it.
Which is why I think when he says, I'm from Brooklyn, we don't do that type of that. That's, to me, I hear that and that's kind of coded. That's saying, like, I'm different. But that nigga was doing it.
I wasn't on that.
So speaking to that, like, my initial, because I remember when the news dropped, what was it? Sunday. Yeah, Sunday night. The news dropped, and then this statement was up a few minutes later. Like, I remember seeing it being tweeted from Rock Nation. I was like, oh, it's official. It's coming from this Twitter account. And I remember reading it, and my first thought was like, this is like the writer in me, but I was like, did someone proofread this? Like, I was so confused because this statement is so important. Like, he's responding to rape allegations. And I was reading, I was like, this seems literally like what Alex said. Like, you just wrote it on your Apple Notes and just put it up.
No commas.
It was literally like, he said, in the last paragraph, he said, I'm a young man who made it out of the project of Brooklyn. Like, you're 55 years old. Like, I don't know why he called himself a young man. I know what he's saying, like, that's where it came from. But that in a statement, it just really, it creates like a hang up. Like, people kind of hang on to those mistakes and then made it out of the project of Brooklyn. Isn't it supposed to be projects?
It is supposed to be projects.
Like, but he spelled it project. And so I'm like, this should have been more meticulous, in my opinion. His statement, this is very important. It's very crucial, but I don't know, guys. I don't know.
What I will say,
what was the proofreader?
Just to kind of defend the whole proofreader thing, if he did, as Ebro reported, that Hov typed this himself and sent it out himself, right? He is the boss over at Rock Nation. That is his shit. The Rock in Nation.
He
for anybody
himself.
Who doesn't know,
homie logged in the Rock Nation IG.
Yeah. He's like, I got this, guys.
I got it. All right.
Watch out, y'all.
Hold up. Okay. If that is the case, I can see there is a human element to this where it's like, nah, I just want to get my shit off. Like, at the end of the day, I'm still a writer. I'm still Jay-Z. I can still pen some shit. And if I want to get it off in my notes and just say, yo, tweet this, I don't give a fuck what nobody's saying. That is a world where some of these errors could exist, and we're just going to put it out in my tone and my voice for my messaging because these allegations are against me.
You know the problem is, he doesn't write down his lyrics. So he was writing down.
He's famous for that.
He was He was writing down his statement like he was in a booth freestyling. Like, I didn't even know he knew what a notes app was.
At least it does. What the statement does do, we do 1000% believe that Jay-Z wrote this.
That's for sure.
That job done.
That's
for sure.
For sure. One of the things that really kind of is fucked up, and this is why I said the big chess pieces on the board are actually being moved and affected, is because a few years ago, something like this, like we've heard crazy conspiracies, especially about Jay-Z and Beyonce over the years.
Like really outlandish, like evil type of,
dark things about them, and it never makes mainstream media. It's always conspiracy based. It's always he, like nothing's really taken serious. But when somebody like a Diddy says or has a similar statement to where it's, hey, and I'm paraphrasing, Diddy said, hey, the things that are being alleged on my name have never happened. I am going to fight tooth and nail to defend my name.
Right.
The Sean Johns of the Diddy, like I'm going to defend all of my names. Diddy, Puff, Love, everything. Like I'm going to fight because nothing is true. And then a week later, a tape comes out of you doing everything you said you didn't.
There you go.
Now you're invalidating anybody that comes after you, because we can't give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Now, I do want to say in the same breath, because I know people clip shit up, with this is completely different. We're talking about two different situations, two different people. But it does allow for people to not give you the benefit of the doubt because of the history, the proximity, and because Diddy, he already pulled that card and it didn't work. But I do feel bad for Hov in this situation where his daughter is around that age that he's accused of doing something to somebody that age, 13, 14 area, right? So yeah, it's pretty nasty. It's nasty shit.
It's nasty.
I don't like talking about it.
I don't like talking about it either. His lawyer has also filed motions for them to depose who Jane Doe is. So again, as we keep you abreast and updated on this matter as we get it, we'll do just that.
Yeah, like when we cover things like this, I feel like, we'll take it on a case-by-case basis. We don't have to talk about every sexual assault case that comes across in mainstream media. But I will say, like, as of right now, we're not even trying to cape for Hov or anything. No. But it's like we barely know anything. Like, we see the lawsuit, we could read the report. But also, like, it would be different if there was a bunch of evidence that we could sit here and analyze together, like, report on that, like statements and witness statements. Like we could talk about that, but as of right now, we really don't know much. Honestly,
just confuses you.
And also, let me.
You was about to wild out.
I wasn't gonna wild out. I was just gonna say something because I see a lot of people, in particular academics, saying that mainstream media won't touch this because Jay-Z is so powerful.
I've seen hundreds of articles about this already.
Just not in depth. Of course, they're going to report on it, but nobody really analyzes it and talk about the things that make you feel uncomfortable, right? I see a ton of conspiracies. I don't know if y'all want to talk about those conspiracies, but
he's going to lie on some more people.
This is not a lie. This is a conspiracy that I'm not taking credit for.
I like that.
Okay.
He's like, it's very different.
Yeah, this is not a lie. I don't believe any of these things.
He's like, this is someone else's lie.
But involving Drake in this, I saw a conspiracy revolving Drake, and people. This is Twitter, so you got to take everything with a grain of salt. But I saw something on Twitter where they said Drake kind of planted this story or initiated this story because Roc Nation or Jay-Z, his affiliation with the NFL, allowing Kendrick to headline the Super Bowl, and the rumors were he was going to be able to call Drake a pedophile on the biggest stage in the world. So now, if I'm Drake, I'm going to throw a story or work however behind the scenes. There's a connection between Texas and Drake living in Houston, and Tony Busby is based in Houston. And like, there was a lot of people trying to connect dots. That, again, I don't know how true. I don't think any of it is true, but there are some things flowing out there. Diddy being another person who could potentially try to sacrifice, Hov to save himself. Like, there's a lot of scenarios. And when you give your life to entertainment in the way that these people do, unfortunately, you get people like us who are going to spectate.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, we don't have to answer this now, but like, a lot of crazy shit happens with our favorite artists, hip hop artists, R&B artists, whoever. Like, a lot of people aren't perfect. There have been very nasty things that have happened that have come out from like our people that we are big fans of. So like, I'm just trying to think for myself, like if this plays out, and it does get super nasty. You know, Diddy, for me, I kind of was like, you know what? I kind of knew shit was fucked up behind closed doors, but now it confirms it. I'm cool. Like I'm cool. But with Jay-Z, it will be very hard for me. I'm not saying he did it. I'm saying, what if, you know, this gets very nasty? I personally don't like, that's going to be tough for me because he's my GOAT. So I'm just I would love to talk to people about it, like a support group, because this is kind of crazy now. This is kind of crazy what's happening right now. Like,
I see what you're saying, but I'll be honest, right? If the facts do come back to be something really heinous and really nasty, and that he is guilty, I don't give a fuck about all of that not writing down your lyric shit, nigga. But to Academics' point, I guess it's the same thing I'm saying. We all know the same amount of information right now. So as time goes, I'd be shocked if people of media wouldn't speak about it the same way we started talking about it the moment we saw that Cassie video. If anything, that lent credence to anyone to be like, nah, yo, talk about it.
Well, I do want to talk about the difference because at this point, Hove and Diddy, they are synonymous. And again, the black billionaires, y'all set the standard,
Gotta
right?
pick your friends.
There's
like
only
black excellence.
It's really, there's only 4 that come to mind. And I know there's more, right? I know there's a ton of people in hip hop who made millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. But when we talk about that black excellence barometer, we talk about Jay-Z, we talk about Diddy, we see the photo ops together. Like 50 Cent is another one of those, but he operates on his own island. We don't see him at the parties. He's kind of anti-machine, but still has his own machine. Like, he's a little bit different. So we don't group 50 with those two. Those two, they are synonymous. I think the difference, or one of the biggest differences is between Hove and between Diddy is that the branding, right? Go for it.
Just wanted to add to the branding because I think that's why Puff is really cooked. He has made his money and his success, his fucking lineage off of his name and branding. Like, putting Diddy's name on something is how things sell. Over the last few years, we've seen Jay-Z make money where he doesn't have to be loud, he doesn't have to be boisterous, and he could play the behind the scenes role. So I see that.
And also Diddy's branding through decades has been like the parties, the wild and crazy parties, alcohol, freaky parties. Like, at the time, we didn't know how severe the word freaky meant in his world, but we really did know that, he would throw freaky parties. Like, so that's what we've been like knowing for so long. With Jay-Z, that's why it's gonna be a little different. It's gonna be a little different. Yeah.
The facts are the facts to me. I love Hove. I love the albums. Reasonable Doubt is great. I can really say a lot of those songs word for word, but again, if we get real facts, real information that this did happen, then I'm gonna move accordingly.
Oh yeah, I want to clarify. I don't mean like if it was true. I'm not saying, oh my God, I'm still gonna be a whole fan. Like, that's not my point. I'm saying like the way I viewed things, like how Diddy's story played out and Hove. Like, I think they're like different people, so I do think it'll be like different. But yeah, I just want to make that clear. No, like, I didn't mean like, oh my God, I'm gonna ride with Hove. That's not what I'm saying.
Got you. Well, one thing that is always clear is the facts.
I think I'm saying it will be more surprising to me. With Pitt, I feel like it'll be more surprising to me. But with Diddy, I was like, you know what? This makes sense.
It kind of adds
That's
up.
my point. That's my point.
I had lost my train of thought, but the biggest difference between the Hove and the Diddy situation, and we normally don't see this when people get accused of horrible things like this, they kind of just play the game of let my lawyers handle it. I'm not going to say anything. He's actually saying, I'm going to fight this head on. I'm going to address this head on. Now, there's been people, again, who try to poke holes in this statement, but I think him making a statement at all is a statement. Him being public the very next day after this statement, being seen with Beyonce, being seen with his daughter in a public space, like, he's not hiding. He's not running. Yeah. He's not doing the typical, hey, I've been accused of things. I'm just not going to be seen in the public because I don't want to give anybody anything. He's like handling business as usual from what we're seeing. So that right there is the biggest difference that I can tell between him and other people who've been accused of horrible things. And that makes me want to believe like, all right, cool. Like, this is how I think most people should respond when they get accused of shit like this.
I was just about to mention that most celebrities settle when they get these potential, allegations, things of that nature.
And he was alluding to in the beginning of his statement that Tony Busby was attempting to force a settlement out of Jay-Z. Like, hey, I have this crazy accusation against you. Settle, or I'm gonna make it a crazy thing. And Jay-Z was like, no, like I'm not settling because I didn't do it. That's basically what Jay-Z's statement was.
Busby said he was looking for a mediation, and it's like, dog, what comes from the mediation?
Because also, and that's one of Michael Jackson admittedly regretted settling with people who accused him of horrific things, because now you just open up the floodgates for everybody to accuse you for everything, and you're just going to settle. And that settlement, now some people say, hey, is this an admission of guilt? Are you settling because you did it and you just want to hush, let's throw it under the rug and get the fuck on? Or are you settling because you just don't want to deal with the headache? Whatever the case may be, a settlement is an agreement. Whether you agree that, hey, I don't want this out there, or I'm agreeing that maybe I could have did it and this is your money, like this is your number, like whatever that is, for him to be like, nah, fuck a settlement. We're going to combat this. We're going to handle this. I respect that.
And the court of public opinion has changed over the years, right? For Michael Jackson, maybe get a tabloid or two. They might ask you a question when you do an interview that you might not want included. Now, you really take a leap of faith these days because any single thing someone sees, they go, oh my God, it's forever a fact. Even if it gets amended, even if it gets rectified, the first initial suit is what people remember.
Yeah.
So I don't know. For celebrities, it's a tough game. Some people just want to stay out of it completely, so their name doesn't get mentioned.
Is this the first time that Hov has been? This can't be the first time he's been accused of sexual assault, right? He's had such a long career.
He's been accused of a lot.
Yeah. So it's like, why this one? Why was this one so like
the connection to Diddy?
Because the portal.
The time. Okay.
The portal was opened.
Because I'm like,
connection to Diddy.
A decade ago, he must have, there must have been allegations against him, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like he didn't respond like this. And this time, it's different. Because of Diddy. Yeah.
Right? People are seeing Diddy finally looks vulnerable, right?
Oh,
so if they feel like they've experienced something or if they want to make something up, now is the time to attach things onto that.
And there's a lot of people who are saying, yo, the night that he was being accused, the VMAs in 2000, the night that he was being accused, he's photographed being out and at certain locations, different places. So, the fuck up thing is like, we don't know, right?
We don't.
But I will say that I did see that, and they were like, Jay-Z fan pages were like, no, look at this picture. He was pictured at a party in Jersey, and everyone was like, New York is 20 minutes away from Jersey. Like, you're not helping. So,
damn.
It's
the Reddit Warriors showed up, fam.
Yeah, man. To be continued, to be seen. Yeah. Again, I'm basing on what's being reported and just going off what I want to believe. And this sounds like a crock of bullshit to me, personally. And
allegation?
This whole situation. It sounds like bullshit to me. Like,
I don't know.
I reading the report, and we didn't go like line by line on the report, but this doesn't.
What about it seems like bullshit to you? Like, I'm curious.
I think the timing of it. I think the timing of it. Yeah, I think the timing of it. Of not just filing, but even the if you read it in detail, it's pretty gruesome. It's pretty nasty. And I'm not saying that people aren't capable of doing terrible, horrible things. Like, we do want to believe that, but I do think that it is very strategic on the timing of this being filed. That's all I'm saying. Like, it could have happened, and we're gonna, to be seen. To be seen.
Again, to be seen. Like I said, the facts will be the facts. But see, Jay-Z and his team feel as if this could even be a ghost suit, meaning that they don't even think this Jane Doe is real. So I don't know how much.
And that's the other thing. He wants that identity to be revealed. A lot of people don't just go after it in this way. Like, nah, states. Who are you? What are you saying? Like, this isn't just a money play.
If this is a real young lady that went through that, I completely understand the Jane Doe stuff.
No, yeah, because forcing someone to reveal their identity really is like an intimidation tactic historically, I feel like.
It can be. It can be.
But that doesn't automatically mean like they didn't do it.
But it's also tricky because we've seen plenty of cases where there's been false allegations, false accusations, and because I'm the person with the notoriety and the public image, you can remain anonymous and you just damage my reputation. And I'm not, again, like we've seen that before. Like we've seen so many different scenarios. So for him to say, and I'm not saying that what he's requesting should happen. What I'm saying is his response to it hasn't been in line with a lot of the people who we've seen been accused in the Me Too movement. We've seen so many different celebrities have so many different allegations and accusations, and they all play the same role of be quiet, shut up, either pay him off or go through the process where he's like, no, I'm going to face this head on, right? Like that is all I'm saying is I respect that he is saying, no, let's do this on my terms.
Yeah, I respect no punctuation, yo.
That's it.
I'm with you.
Damn.
That's it.
I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see if there's any more that's gonna come out.
There's a lot going on.
Tricky.
I'm always hesitant to not believe victims, but at the same time, like I do know that there are false allegations all the time. So and I recognize that. So
for sure,
we'll see, guys.
Sure.
Like because taking that home is gonna be a crazy development in our lives. Like that's gonna be insane. So let's just see.
Yeah,
like
that would be crazy.
Let's see.
Y'all want to stay in like the world of grape?
What?
I don't want to stay there.
Like we don't want to.
I know what you're alluding to. I know what you're alluding to. I know what.
No, but like we know where you're taking this.
Nah, you take it because I don't know shit about it. I just know what happened.
Andrew Schulz, y'all. Yeah, we here to talk about it. I know you guys have probably heard about it already, but long story short, on Kendrick's latest album, GNX, track 1, Whacked Out Murals, there is a line where Kendrick goes, "Don't let no white comedian talk about black women, that's law." Andrew Schulz directly took that as a response to him, like a hit dog hollering. But again, there was a situation with the Shits and Gigs podcast where they had visited Flagrant, which is Andrew Schultz's podcast. And I just say Andrew Schulz made a really weird joke about how black men lose their hair or they just become very tired with dealing with black women. Yeah, terrible joke. Long story short, Andrew Schulz heard what Kendrick said on GNX and was like, whoa, could he be talking about me? And say, Vaughn, I need you to play this clip for me in a second. It's the one that I liked. And yeah, the entire internet is discussing this because it's a lot going on. Not just the grape allegations and his joke, but also just how he responded to rap culture.
Comedians, we need to be more respectful to women. So we gotta sit back and reflect. Do you know what I mean?
They're the most pious group.
Listen, nobody has respected women more. Through art.
Yes.
Than rappers. Okay?
Absolutely.
So I completely understand how a rapper could look at a comedian telling a joke and be like, yo, y'all need to switch that shit up.
Yeah.
How dare y'all keep saying your wives are annoying? Be more like us and, bitches ain't nothing but hoes and tricks. I beat my bitch with a stick. What? You can lick on the nuts or suck the dick. I beat my bitch with a stick. What?
Did you just think of that?
That's a real lyric.
Yo,
that's a real lyric from music that protects women.
The worst part of these clips I always see of Andrew, to me, are his co-hosts that be gassing his jokes and be like, "Whoa, did you just come up with that, bro?" And I believe one of the co-hosts is black. And no, there's multiple people that I've seen. I just feel like, okay, so the point of his clip, from what I'm gathering, is why are you being mad at me, a white comedian, for speaking on black women disrespectfully when you rappers disrespect them all the time? That's kind of the gist, right? Or
that is the gist of what Andrew Schulz is at.
Yeah, that was his point.
Yeah,
for that clip.
Yeah.
Now, this is just...
Did he have a point?
No, he didn't have a point. But I can understand someone trying to point out hypocrisy, right?
He did have a point, in my opinion, but keep going.
No, salute. And I want you to, tell me after this. My thing with folks and comedians is that we get it. You're a comedian. You guys die under the hill. Y'all die on the hill of, yo, this is comedy. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. The same way you can say that it's just a joke, another person can say it wasn't funny. You cannot blame someone for not understanding how the joke is or not receiving it the way that you intended it to be sent. That's my real beef with this, because if Kendrick wanted to talk about, yo, don't talk about black women, whoop-de-whoop. All right, that's his opinion because he felt like the joke that you were making just wasn't funny.
Mm-hmm.
So you can hide behind the lines of, yeah, no, it's just comedy. It's just comedy. Okay, cool. Not everyone on this world shares the same humor and comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And I just hate that comedians die on that hill because I've said things that I thought was super funny and it just doesn't land at the other party.
Mm-hmm.
Am I supposed to sit here and act all butthurt? It's like, no, man, I get it. Like, it just wasn't funny to you.
Yeah.
There's different styles of comedy. There's different types of comedy. Not everybody has to understand your type of comedy just because you feel like you're super famous or that's not how comedy works.
But I feel like Andrew is saying like, like he is saying, oh, I just made a joke because I am a comedian and you don't have to find it funny. Like, I do feel like he is saying that though.
Is he?
And he's saying like, yeah, he is saying like, you don't have to find it funny, but I'm saying it because I'm a comedian and you rappers disrespect women all the time. I feel like that was the hill that he's standing on.
Yeah. I think the example he used was outdated. I think the example he used was very exaggerated. Like, I think the example that he used was terrible, but I think the underlying point can and does have some truth to it, which is there has been plenty of times in our culture, and this is art. There's so many different lanes, and rap has grown so much that you can't just put everything in one umbrella, because the same example that you use saying bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks, you can also talk about the upliftment that rap and hip hop has led to over the test of time. Right?
But Kendrick would argue
the amount of time.
You're right. Kendrick would argue to Schulz that he tries to stay on that side of things.
And he does.
Right? So it's like, if you're in response to Kendrick Lamar.
But then if I'm Andrew, and again, I'm just being semantic because nobody is clean. We all have skeletons. We all, like, nobody is standing on the righteous side of history 100% of the time. Because then if I was somebody like Andrew Schulz, if I wanted to just make a point, I could also say, hey, Kendrick, you sat on stage with Dr. Dre.
And I said that up here.
Dr. Dre has some allegations.
Yeah.
You did not turn down the Super Bowl when you were asked to be featured on a Dr. Dre set, right? Like, we do kind of pick and choose in certain areas. And so I do think there's points to be made. Again, I think that example was a little bit animated. I think Andrew, he is a comedian. I do think he does use that as a crutch. As a crutch.
For sure.
As a cape.
As a pass.
He does use that.
And comedians are very sensitive. Yeah. I'm jealous of them. Yeah. They can be sensitive and just die on the hill of, I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
Because to me, right, if it was all about comedy to you, Andrew Schulz, you wouldn't have gotten that personal. I saw him respond to every tweet, kept going to this person and that person. I'm starting to realize, I'm like, oh, wait. Kendrick saying I done whacked out murals really affected you. So if you're a comedian, aren't you supposed to just be taking it for what it is? It's just a slippery slope. Now, let me say this though, right? I do understand what the two of you guys are saying, right? The underlying hypocrisy that can be under this, that's absolutely for sure. I can see that. My whole thing is just what I've been saying, where it's like, dog, not everything lands with everybody and everyone is different.
Oh no, yeah, I was more so like trying to explain, like think out loud, not explain to you guys because I know you get it. But I was trying to like explain out loud to myself like what Andrew is saying and what his point is. I don't agree with him. Like I don't like side with him on this because I think even the whole like I'm a comedian, I can say whatever I want. I'm not really the biggest fan of that either. Like when people say fucked up shit about like trans people, like different like communities that like can't really speak up for themselves, like people like I don't.
I want to be a comedian.
Because I'm not like I'm not the biggest supporter of that. So Andrew using that, I'm not like, yeah, I agree with you, Andrew. I also think that it's fucked up and like sometimes you're saying just like the worst shit ever and being like, I'm a comedian, it's fine. Like that I'm not saying all
it's a cop.
Hold on. Can I finish? Yes. Like, I think all the comedy lovers, like, I see why they protect that and they keep that so close to their heart. But I'm saying me, when Andrew says a bunch of fucked up shit about Black people and it's not even funny, and he just like that, I'm not really like supporting that right now. Like, you know,
I subscribe to the can rule,
which is
everybody can get it.
Yeah, everybody.
American, African, Dominican, Mexican. Everybody can get jokes and stereotypes and be made fun of and lighthearted.
Absolutely.
Now, I understand the delivery is what really gets people. I don't live above, like, and y'all know me, and we have these internal conversations about some of my commentary where I can say things that is pretty offensive. Like, I understand that, and I know it, and it's not because I'm a dickhead or I'm insensitive. I just know that it does exist and it is a thing, and I'm not a comedian, so I can't stand behind, hey, I'm a comedian, I just said it. I'm more of like, no, this is what the world is and what it can be. And again, this joke in particular, right? I'm not defending his joke at all, right? Like, that's not what I'm doing. But what I will defend is art. And being able to get your art off. Because there's South Park, there's Family Guy,
I love that you said
there's The Simpsons, there's Bob's, all of these animated cartoons.
Yes.
You can say anything if you're animated and get it off. And nobody says anything. There's no outrage when Peter Griffin makes a joke about a handicapped black man that's short, little people. Like, I can't even say what I really want to say. I gotta say, like, I gotta fucking do gymnastics just to describe something. Like, that's where I'm like, no, if it's art across the board, then let it just be art. Maybe you don't like him, the person, the delivery, the setting, but like, we could get some jokes off and we could say things. And if you're offended by it, you have that right to be offended, but people also have the right to say certain things. And that doesn't mean you have to agree. I don't agree with everything that's offensive, but I do agree with being able to have freedom of speech.
I agree with that too. I'm sorry, Reggie. I just want to respond to what he's saying because you are so right. This is art. Kendrick Lamar is not a comedian. His arena is rap. So the same way Andrew Schulz decides to respond to things through jokes or specials, rappers respond to things, if they're bothered or not bothered, via rap. So again, back to my whole thing is like, dog, if you're really a comedian and you understand what this comes with, and you also understand by art's terms that he's a rapper and rappers talk about things that happen in the world, I'm with you. I feel like it should be no qualm at all. So for me to see him just go at people over and over again on the timeline, I'm like, oh shit, this is actually affecting you. This isn't about comedy anymore. A real comedian would have took a joke. And I don't want to say like a real comedian. He is a real comedian. I'm just saying as a comedian naturally would, if their personal feelings aren't into it and it's solely about the art of comedy, he would understand the art of rap.
And I think he toes the line. Like, Andrew is in this very unique space where he has the Joe Rogan audience, right? He's known in that space with all of those comedians, right? Those group of guys. I guess it's Shane Gillis, Andrew Schulz, Theo Vaughn, all of those guys. The Joe Rogan tree, I'll say that. The Joe Rogan tree embraces Andrew Schulz, but he's one of the few, well, not even one of the few. He was introduced to a lot of people in our culture through Charlemagne and Guy Code. But mainly Charlemagne. So he's like this only person who really gets to exist in this area of Charlemagne the God, which is one of the biggest people in our culture when it comes from a media standpoint, the biggest radio personality in our culture. And then Joe Rogan, the biggest podcast, right? Who's also a comedian. He's in that gray area where he's going by nature to offend people at certain points because he's the only person who's on both sides of the fence in his position.
Great point. I never see Joe Rogan complain. I'm sure Joe Rogan has realized when he's been offensive, when people or the internet is against him. And what does he do? Acts like the comedian and professional host
like, I get it.
that he is. Yeah, I promise you that's my only qualm with this.
But that's because I don't think Joe Rogan is necessarily, and now again, maybe I shouldn't even use Joe Rogan. Let's use Shane Gillis.
Okay.
Let's use Shane Gillis. Massive comedian.
Nah, he's funny.
He's hilarious.
He was on this show I watched.
But he also has bits, and I've seen him make jokes about race and racist jokes, right? Like that's what comedians do. But I think because I don't know Shane Gillis's stance on hip hop, or because I don't associate him in any way with hip hop, I don't think we put a microscope on Shane Gillis in a way that we do Andrew Schulz. Now, again, I'm not defending that joke. The joke was corny, I think. But what made that joke corny wasn't Andrew Schulz saying it. What made it corny was the two dudes. What's the podcast? The Shits and Gigs. What made that thing a thing was that they let it go.
Nah, it was corny when Andrew Schulz said it too.
Not Alex.
Oh,
Andrew said it.
it.
No, I think that's like, I'm trying to figure out like my point in my head right now, because I feel like I agree with, I'm not saying comedians can't say these offensive things. Like everyone can say, like Andrew can say these things. Free speech, he could say it. But I think I'm just like, it's not funny. Like you saying these fucked up things, these racist things, like where is the joke? Like where is the witty joke in that?
And
like
that wasn't funny. Because that wasn't funny. I get that joke in particular was not funny.
I think that's my point. I feel like I misrepresented what I said. Like, funny. Yeah, it's like when he said the next clip, which we can play, but I just have to get to it. Like when he said like, oh, Kendrick, like people could have sex with you against your will. Like I'm just like, yes, you could say these fucked up that you are allowed to say. I'm not saying comedians can't say things. I'm not policing that, but it's like, what is funny about this? Like, what is funny about
because
that?
We have heard racist jokes that were funny.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. If I love a racist joke. I love a racist joke.
That's why he's trying to act as if like we've never heard of this phenomenon of racist jokes.
But I feel like
you're
they just say,
this wasn't funny.
Yeah, they just say fucked up things and say it was a joke, but it just, I'm like, what is
wasn't funny.
What is the joke part of it? That's my point. Like
he mad it didn't land.
Like, first of all, Kendrick's people and the gang affiliate, everybody, his security, they will kill me. They will destroy me. They'll find me in the street. They'll fucking cut me up. They'll shoot. They'll do whatever. I'm not a tough guy. Y'all do. But just Kendrick, I would make love to him. There's nothing he could do about it. Just Kendrick Lamar, I would make love to him. And the only thing that he could do is decide if it's consensual or not. That's the only thing he could do. If it's me and Kendrick, this is about physics. It's about physics. I don't even know if I'll get hard. But if we're in a cell, there's a chance that if we're in a cell and we're bored and we done tattooing each other, whatever you do in the cell, and we ran out of board games and we did all the other things, we cleaned everything, and I'm like, man, I might as well fuck you. There's nothing he could physically do to stop that.
So, like, if I'm Schulz, am I upset at the person who doesn't understand that joke? I still don't get it. I'm sure there, and again, there might be people out there that really thought that was funny.
Like his co-hosts.
They
were cracking up.
Salute to y'all. But again, maybe sometimes you were just too in your own realm, right? Just too in your own world. It's just a bit sheltered. Yeah. And then when other people speak to other things you're doing, it's hard to kind of see.
I think what this is, because I rehearing it again, I think the main issue with this is obviously the historical context between white men in a position of power and the history of how they exert their power, privilege against black people and black men in particular, right? Like, I think there's a power dynamic, and obviously history and slavery and all those things play a factor into why this was such a massive thing. I've said this on this podcast before. Andrew Schulz misses a lot on jokes. That I don't think that's funny, like personally, but it's not that I don't think it's funny because I'm super woke.
It just wasn't funny.
It wasn't like a good joke.
I don't think it was funny. Yeah. I think that was just his way of responding. But when you have a podcast, when you record and speak as much as he does, as much as Joe Rogan does, Charlemagne, Joe Budden, all of these guys who do this for a living with large platforms, you're gonna say things that come off and sound like this, just stupid, ignorant. And in the moment, you might feel like you're killing it. But when it goes out, you're not thinking about all of the variables that could happen. Like, do I think, based on this clip and based on like just knowing Schulz's content from a certain degree, do I think that he took into consideration the history of white men and black people when he said this joke? No, I don't. Do I think when somebody who's not as familiar with him heard this, said, oh my God, this is the white man. They're doing it again. Do I think that triggers certain people in a way where now we're writing think pieces about a terrible joke? That's what I believe when I hear this shit. Like, it was just a shitty joke. It's a bad joke. It's a bad joke.
And that's, hey, y'all, like, comedians, not every joke is gonna land.
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
That's okay.
I think it's just a terrible joke.
Yeah, he could miss a lot, and like, people can make bad jokes all the time. All of us make bad jokes on the pod all the time, but like, it's like, I feel like Andrew, he does this a lot, but I feel like he's just so blind to why the shit he says comes across so racist sometimes.
And then takes it personally.
Because this isn't like the first time he's made a bad joke about race. Like he's really in conversations. Like I don't watch every episode, but I do see a lot of clips, and he'll literally talk to like a person of color and say something so fucked up, and we're like, do you realize that's like really racist? Like, and you see this way because you see it that way because you're a white man. And like, I just see a lot of things like that from him. So that's why I'm judging this joke differently. Like, I don't think it's just a bad joke. It's just, he does this so often now. And like, I don't know, man. This is not the first time he's done something like this.
Just keep it at comedy, man. Dave Chappelle has bombed as well. The best of the best have bombed, and they have to own up with that, rehone, re-strategize, and get back to it. I think with him, when he bombs or when most people don't understand the humor or the joke, he gets really sensitive. And he has to find these intricate ways of trying to show the hypocrisy or the loophole, which can all be true to his thinking. And I respect that. You're allowed to do whatever you want. The problem is sometimes you just got to understand when you bombed, and it's okay.
I think the disconnect with Schulz, in my opinion, is that it's like, when you're fighting with your brother, right? You out, me and Alex, we go out and we get into a disagreement.
Right.
Fuck you. He may shove me, I may shove him. We in each other's face. But as soon as an outsider comes in and tries to step to me like, yo, don't do that to your friend, me and Alex gonna turn to him like, who are you talking to? Like, what is you talking about? Like, you stay out of this before
you can't talk to this nigga the way I talk to this nigga.
We both gonna fuck you up. You get what I'm saying? Like, me and him, this is between me and him.
Right.
You stay out of this. I think Schulz has a really bad radar of understanding when to stay out of it. Like, this is our shit, right? As culture, as black people, yes, I get what you're saying. You aren't the person who should be like, oh, you guys are hypocrites because in your music you talk about it just ain't shit. Like, yeah, we hear that, but you stay out of this one.
Like,
you get what I'm saying? Like, that's what I think the situation is.
Facts.
Like, it's the messenger sometimes. And what he's fighting for is, oh, comedy, free speech. We should be able to say whatever. And I do think, yes, that is true. But in certain situations, I think you got to have the self-awareness to be like, you know what? The brothers, and literally and figuratively, the brothers are fighting right now. Let me stay up out of this one. And this is really not my battle to fight. But I do think two things can be true.
I fully agree with what you just said.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
That's what I think it is.
I see what you're saying.
That's what I think it is with this type of shit.
Yeah, it's a messenger because like saying that rappers are very disrespectful to women and like especially black women, that's not like an untrue statement. But the fact that Andrew Schulz is bringing it up now to defend himself, that's when people are kind of like annoyed at this whole thing.
Yeah. And then like we talk about buck breaking and all of those things, like it was a thing. It did happen and it is very offensive. But like, let your black counterparts, like, this is where maybe the black people around him should have been like, hold up.
She should have called.
Like, not too much.
Yeah, hold up. We got this. You right. We have historically said, bitches ain't shit. But your ass don't need to say that. This ain't the time for you. Just hold up, hold that out. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think it's one of those where somebody that hasn't lived through our experience, somebody who doesn't.
We would have told him that.
You get what I'm saying? Like somebody who just haven't had that lived experience as a black person in this culture. Maybe you shouldn't be the person saying it. Although there is some truth in what you're saying. Yes, nobody is clean.
And let's reiterate, there are funny racist jokes.
Yeah.
That is a fact.
Yeah, sometimes like someone could say something. Let's say someone said like the most fucked up shit about Asian people, but if it was funny, I'm like, you know what?
That was funny.
You got it. Like I would not be mad if it was genuinely funny, but if it was just something just fucked up, it was just no wittiness. No, I'll be like, you know, that was you could have done better. That was low hanging fruit.
There you go. And you just can't get mad at the person who just does not understand you're funny. It's fucked up. I know it is.
Oh, not us coming together at the end and agreeing like a happy family.
Look at us, man.
Did we just do that?
Yes.
Yeah, because I damn sure wasn't trying to agree with y'all.
There's the beauty of, I think Andrew Schulz needs to learn. Well, I won't talk to him because he's far more successful. I barely know the guy. But in my philosophy is there's something beautiful about knowing your place. Okay? I could say so many things about, like I work in hip hop, so I could say so many things about rappers, the stereotypes, but I don't because it's not my place. And I love it here.
Yeah. Again, I think the biggest analogy is, like I said, if two brothers are fighting, just ain't your place. Because you're going to end up getting fucked up in the process. And that's what happens. That's why I think he's defended himself so hard because now the brothers then turn and they trying to fuck him up. Online, at least. With that being said, speaking again, fucked up. Y'all heard about the United Health CEO? He got fucked up.
It's only the biggest story of the week.
Shit. Talk about a movie. The portal was open. The portal was open. And I don't know if y'all have the facts. I don't know if y'all want to read the facts. But what I will say, before we actually get into the story, I want us to create a list of CEOs who need to go into hiding.
Like right now?
Yes.
Yo, did you see that right after the news broke of the CEO getting assassinated? McDonald's announced that snack wraps are coming back.
Yeah, see that?
The CEO was like, not me, guys. Protect me.
The Easy Pass CEO, get low.
They're coming for you.
Bridges and Tunnel CEO.
Is this how you get low?
Yeah, it's how you get low. Get low on them. Just watch on YouTube so I can see what I'm doing. Get low. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, let me come up with
that's the one for me. That Easy Pass told.
The CEO of SeaWorld. You know, they've been on that company.
They have been on it.
For animal cruelty and
Absolutely.
shit.
Get low.
I'm surprised they haven't, gotten rid of SeaWorld.
We so fucked up.
I think they do. They gotta get low. It's time to go into hiding. One of y'all need to channel your Osama. Chipotle.
That was problematic.
Was it?
No,
he got low. Osama bin Laden.
He got lower than low.
He got low.
Wait, did he get killed?
Nah, they got his ass.
He got popped.
But he was low for a minute.
He was low.
I'm talking Underground Railroad.
Al Qaeda, but okay.
I'm just saying he was low. Nigga got low. Chipotle, CEO of Chipotle. I think they need to get low.
Why?
They raised their prices.
Inflating their prices by 2%. Now, in the Bronx, I don't know about y'all. I've been in the Bronx lately. The burritos in the Bronx are about $28 for one burrito.
What?
It's not sustainable.
Feed it for one.
For one.
These are crazy
for
times.
One burrito is like $28 uptown.
Nah, you know what's funny? Uptown has not been safe. We're talking about the United Health CEO.
Yeah.
Y'all know that was like 3 blocks over from my job.
Really?
Wait, really? Oh, yeah. At the hotel? Wasn't it at the hotel?
Could have been your boy. Actually, nah. Need to know owner. No, God forbid. That shit was scary though when I walked into work. I was like, damn. Because where I work, for those of you that are not from New York, Rockefeller Center, Times Square, very busy, tourist attraction, especially now because the tree has been lit up. So to know that went down in such a prominent, highly patrolled area, that was crazy to me. That was super crazy to me. But again, they arrested this guy, right?
Yes. Luigi Mangione.
Yes.
Mangione is the accused killer of, the one who assassinated CEO of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson. He is in custody. Mm-hmm. He was charged and he was denied bail.
They found that nigga at McDonald's, right?
Yes, and he was recognized. He was on the run. He was found in Pennsylvania, but a McDonald's employee recognized him and called the cops, and he was captured. That's literally how it played out. I'm so confused because he was like a train. The way that the cops are talking about this assassination.
Savon.
No, talk about it. Keep going.
Nah.
The cops were talking about this assassin, like he was very trained. They were like, "Yo, when the gun jammed, he did."
He had a silencer on the gun.
So I'm thinking, I'm not trying to make a joke out of the situation, but I'm genuinely like, okay, so he must have been very meticulous. So I'm like, why was he caught in a McDonald's then?
He had to get low.
Well, he had a man.
But he didn't get low enough. He got caught.
This song had to be playing.
And the AirPods.
After he did the hit and run.
This nigga did a hit and run, yo.
Because
got hopped on a city bike.
Doing this in Midtown, first off, the first thing that I thought about, before we get serious, because we've been mad serious, before we get serious, I cannot wait to see how Hollywood adopts this story.
Oh my God, this movie gonna be crazy.
What's his
movie
name?
rights for this is gonna be insane.
Through the roof.
I want us to cast the leading actor. Word. The leading actor would be, and again,
Shia LaBeouf.
No. I have the perfect one. Don't take it from me.
Shia LaBeouf.
Who's the dude with the heavy jawline?
No. The person who needs to be casted for the United Healthcare CEO assassination is Dave Franco.
Oh,
that's the best one. Stop.
That's a good one.
No, he looks exactly like him.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I know Dave. I know white people.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just
you ain't know who Dave Franco was.
I did.
You thought it was his brother.
I thought it was his brother.
You thought it was James.
I was in the elevator with his brother at work.
Who, James Franco?
Complex.
Yeah, he had his guitar on him and everything.
The reason why I'm like
Me
saying
too.
it over and over again is I'm so proud of myself because the people that listen to the pod know I don't know any actors' names. And the fact that I recognized who he looks like, who Luigi looks like.
An accomplishment.
No,
He looks like Dave Franco.
Big accomplishment. Nah, yeah.
I did my big one.
For a while, I was like, who is this dude? Because, you know, there was a picture floating around of the surveillance picture that they got of him.
Yeah, when he was in a black hoodie and shit.
Black hoodie, yeah. Face mask. Looking like he just dropped a body. And Luigi was also 26 years old. He had a background and a career in engineering. Valedictorian of his school.
Okay.
To most people, you'd be like, damn, son, you did all of this? But
so you got James Franco. I'm sorry. Before we get into the facts, I just want to talk. I just want to talk about Hollywood real quick because
talk to me.
This type of story, bro. Like we're gonna look back and say we lived through this.
Yeah,
this is legit a Hollywood script up until this point. There's conspiracies online. I don't know if y'all saw. Did you see that he actually has scheduled, or people have believed that he scheduled posts on YouTube's explaining this whole situation. Like some people are saying he planned on getting caught so that he could make this YouTube story, a series go live with his messaging on why he did what he did.
He got caught with a manifesto.
Okay. All right.
I got it right here too, whenever you're ready.
No, let's do it. Let's do it.
You sure?
Yeah, because you want to get to the facts.
No, let's get funny.
I want to get to the jokes.
Yeah,
you want to get to the facts.
We're trying to get to the
facts.
No, let's laugh. I was adding to what you were saying about, you know, the YouTube breakdown.
Yeah.
Because maybe that could be true.
Yeah.
If you left a manifesto, you obviously wanted to tell your story.
Yeah.
Spielberg?
Oh my gosh. No. I don't think it, in my opinion, I don't think this should be a movie. I think it should be a Netflix limited series. Not everything needs
HBO.
10 episodes.
HBO. We need HBO.
Sometimes you need a little like 5-episode limited series, leave them wanting more, you know, but end it right there.
Yeah, kind of do the background of how he grew up, his life.
And then his friends' reaction, his friends finding out. But then he ran, like after he assassinates the CEO, he's on the run, but then he stops at like a
McDonald's?
like a Starbucks first, and he meets a fine girl. You know, he pulls the mask down. See, that could all be in the limited series.
Or man.
Or man.
He could meet a man too.
He could meet a man.
Because there's so many different variables that just make this a Hollywood success.
No, because when we first saw it, like you said, it's straight out of a movie.
It is.
You're like, damn, is this an orchestrated hit?
He did it in broad daylight, yeah.
Yeah, he did it in broad daylight. I ain't gonna lie, my conspiracy theorist brain turned the fuck on.
What is the conspiracy theory? Share them.
Nah, man, my shit wicked. It was just centered around what the CEO maybe had done before.
Yeah, I thought that's why. Yeah, I thought that's why he did it.
Yeah, it's broader than that, right? Like he's looking at all these healthcare CEOs as parasites. He thinks all of it's a fucking mess. The U.S. is ranked 47th or 48th when it comes to health. We die. Our mortality rate is pretty shitty.
Shout out to the Japanese people.
Yeah, big shout outs to them, right?
Because their people live so long that they don't know what to do with the elderly people right now. Because they're so healthy and they live so long in Japan. They're so healthy, yeah.
Oh wow!
I'm about to get the food.
They have like an overpopulation of elderly people.
What they eat
in the
over
past
there?
few years? Very healthy food, whole foods, a lot of seafood.
He was gonna say rice. Yeah.
Clean ingredients.
I just asked what they eating, bro.
Well, I'm gonna take heed. I'm gonna start eating like a Japanese.
You like sushi? No, you probably don't, right?
I hate
you
sushi.
never talked about sushi.
I hate sushi.
You said I'm gonna start eating like a Japanese person, and you don't like sushi. That's like their main food.
That's what's keeping them alive.
Fuck.
When it's raw.
See, that's what's throwing me off. That raw fish got them going. All right, listen,
yeah,
I'll start.
It's just clean eating.
You lying.
You
are so lying right now.
I'm good for a California roll.
Who is you guys?
Yeah, it's just me.
Who is you guys?
You like sushi?
Who
is you guys?
It's just me. Who is you guys?
I watched Dragon Ball Z.
I watched Dragon Ball Z too. I'm watching Dragon Ball Z Super on Hulu right now.
I didn't say, do you watch anime? I said, do you like sushi?
You gotta do both.
No, that's racist.
No, it's not.
Because I know I miss Pierre. I know Pierre loves sushi, but I feel like you don't like sushi.
I do. Cooked.
Word. That's what I'm saying.
That's not sushi.
Shrimp tempura?
I'm good for a tempura.
That's literally fried shrimp, guys.
So
that's not
the crab
sushi.
roll. I eat the crab roll.
Fake. No, that's not. That's fake crab. That's imitation
Well,
crab.
excuse me. What is real sushi considered, Reggie?
Raw fish.
Tuna?
Really?
Like the
anything? I didn't know that. I thought if it was just constructed in the
like a roll,
that it was sushi.
No, you could put fake crab and cream cheese and rice in a thing, and that's not sushi.
Nah, you ain't never been to Mama Sushi.
Yes, I have.
No, I just ain't eat it.
I have been to Mama Sushi.
So then that's sushi. The Dominican
It's
Fusions,
a Dominican spot.
That's sushi, bro.
Sushi.
I love how he's trying to tell an Asian person what sushi is.
No, you're literally educating me today. I did not know, but that makes sense though. Like raw is raw. I just have flashbacks to that Keith Lee clip.
Which one?
Of him picking up.
That was so recent. You can't use that. Just say you don't like sushi. Stand on
I
this.
will say,
Stand on
okay.
I been ain't like
What
it,
you're
but
thinking
I'm
of-
adding sauce on it now.
Let me correct myself.
Yeah.
What you're thinking of is sashimi, like the raw fish, but I would say
sashimi. I've had that before.
sushi,
That
like
shit-
like Americans' idea of sushi is not real sushi, is what I'm saying.
Oh,
I
yeah,
believe
like
that. I believe
cheeseburger,
Just
sushi,
a
and all
roll,
that
just
shit.
a roll of rice and cucumber. That's not sushi. Like,
Got
yeah.
you. Damn. That's.
wait, what were we talking about?
We were talking about his movie.
Oh, yeah,
The CEO getting murdered?
Yeah. We're talking about Luigi's movie. Luigi.
Oh, because I was talking about how Japanese people live long.
Yeah, his manifesto.
Yeah.
His manifesto, from
To
what
leave
I
one.
saw,
Yeah.
he seems to be a man of the people. And not because of what he did, not because of what he did, but because of what he stands for, which I talk about this all the time. The biggest scam in this country is insurance.
Yeah.
Health
Yes.
insurance
Healthcare.
being one of those things. Healthcare in particular, but insurance in general is a fucking scam. And we accept it and we abide by it and we just go along with it because that's just what we are programmed and taught and mandated to do.
It's also the law.
Taxes is another fucking scam. Easy Pass
Fucking
is
scam.
another. Like,
Scam.
these are just things. And
Scam.
I understand, like, yes, we should pay tax. People should pay taxes because there are roads that need to be fixed. There are bridges that need to be built. There are expenses
School
and
systems.
systems and employees that work for the state and the government that need to be paid. So yes, taxes do make sense. I think the distribution of taxes is a fucking scam.
Mhm.
I think my
evil.
car insurance
Same.
is a fucking scam.
Same.
I think if I am not employed, if I get bitten ass by a shark, I should be able to be treated for free.
Well,
You get bitten ass. You going.
that the way that you get there,
gonna
Savon,
need
is if we want to be able to walk into the hospital and get any treatment we need, those countries that have those systems have higher taxes.
Oh, well, then give us the option. Okay, let's come up with a system that makes everybody somewhat happier and comfortable because we are one of the richest countries in the world and we don't have not just free healthcare. We don't even have affordable healthcare. Like,
Yeah.
we can't even afford to get sick. Like,
Yep.
I have to wear condoms.
No, I mean, well, I've been telling you to. I don't know if you've been listening.
Like, no, for real. Like,
I've been
as a
using it.
nation,
I've
think
been
about,
but I've been
in
using it.
Switzerland, niggas is raw dog.
You don't know that.
In
I didn't know
Canada,
Okay, you don't
they
know
just giving it up.
No,
I
they
do
not.
have a handful of Canadian friends, and they really find our healthcare system and our views very fascinating. Like, I have a
Yeah.
friend, she's very confused. Like, why can't I just go to the hospital? Like, what are you talking about? Like, why do I have to pay for this?
I
She's
should-
like very confused of like why we think the way we do.
Because it's a bill.
Yeah, like I was explaining to her, and she's like, "That's fucked up." And I'm
Black
like, I know.
people don't dial 911 for mad reasons. First off, the cops. As a culture, just don't call the cops. Second, if somebody is having a heart attack or a stroke or anything, a medical emergency, we're thinking about, oh, it's going to cost him $3,000 to get in that ambulance. Hold up, get in the car.
No bullshit.
Get in the car.
I think
gonna
even
drive you
more.
there.
I think even more than 3K.
It might be. It might be.
It's
So
around there though.
I think that his ideology
Mhm.
is being a man of the people.
Oh, y'all rocking with the vigilante.
Yeah, man. I'm broke. In the grand scheme of life, in the grand scheme of this world,
That's crazy.
I'm poor.
Do we think him assassinating the CEO is that gonna,
set a precedent?
do anything?
No,
we
it's not gonna do shit.
So, like, what was
He went to jail for nothing.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a great movie.
Dead ass.
He just
limited series?
he just immortalized himself on my up next feed.
Yo,
Like, add to list.
literally.
Whatever show or whatever movie this is going to turn
Oh.
into is how he's going to be immortalized. I don't think he's going to change anything, but I do like the fact that it is being highlighted. Now, again, and you feel like it's so weird to say that I feel bad because you don't wish death on anybody.
Of
But,
course,
yeah, I don't-
That's not what we're saying.
I feel
yeah.
bad for his family and
But
him, of course.
Then again, there's a part of me that doesn't feel bad.
Wait, you're talking about for the CEO that
Yes,
passed?
that was
Really? Even
because
for his family though? Those are innocent bystanders in this.
What I will say is that, like, obviously I agree with you. I don't sit here and wish death on people, even my worst enemy, evil people. But at the same time, I don't have immense empathy for these people that I don't know. Honestly,
and like, then, damn, y'all motherfuckers is cold.
I mean, like, as much as like, I do think I'm an empathetic person, but like this random person I don't know, like, I'm not sitting here like feeling sad. I'm not.
That's the energy he put out into the world. And then the other reason I don't feel bad, like, he didn't run.
He didn't know.
His back was turned.
It was from the back.
Did y'all watch the video?
Yeah.
He got shot.
Yeah.
And turned around.
But he was shot already.
Alex, you've been to madhouse parties. When they start shooting, what you doing?
You're supposed to run.
Oh, you looking for
this ain't boys in the hood in the alleyway.
I'm just saying,
like he got popped. There wasn't nowhere to go.
His instincts didn't mean he deserved to be here.
He was an older male.
He wasn't old. And
what the fuck is going on?
And I'm not gonna say deserve. Nah, go watch the video, bro. His position, he could have saved a lot of people. His policies and putting money before lives. Yeah, man. Luigi, Mario.
All right, so y'all gonna make me be that guy, and I'm not even that guy.
He was 50 years old.
He's 50 years old?
Oh, I do feel fucked up saying that. I'm not sad that he died. But also, I am sad when, you know, children pass away early.
For sure.
When people are killed.
But fuck his kids, though.
I'm not saying fuck his kids.
That's what y'all say.
No, I'm saying, no, I did not say fuck his kids. I said, I don't even know them, so I'm not sitting here sad as fuck for them. I'm not.
Well, let me be clear. I'm not sad for anyone.
That's what I said.
Hold on, there's a but though. I do feel some empathy to a random act like that. Absolutely. Like, God forbid if something like that would have happened to me and somebody who deemed me to be a terrible person but doesn't really know me because they're not around me on my day-to-day basis, and somebody had to report to my mom and my loved ones that they took, that'd be terrible.
But that's a completely different situation.
But it could be the same situation if we knew him.
Like, if I was the person who had to report to your mom that something happened to you, yes, I would have empathy. Like, because I'm literally experiencing it. But like, this random person, like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like, I'm sad.
But I'm a random person to someone else. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, so would you care if like some random person cared about you being hurt? I don't care about a random person caring about me.
If you were in the hospital and you couldn't afford to save your life, he has implemented policies that say your life is not as valuable as the money. If this person cannot afford to pay whatever cost it is to save their life, that person is going to die. Yeah. That's essentially the foundation, the root of why Luigi did what he did, because he's like, yo, this is impossible. And you are the head of the snake when it comes to this industry, right? Like, there's a lot of money involved and we don't know the ins and outs of everything. But what we do know is when you have that CEO label, everything else under that, for the most part, falls under you. And with the health system, the healthcare system in this country being what it is, I could imagine that there's a lot of people who feel no empathy because they had to allow their family members to die because their family member is just a number or a dollar sign to the establishment.
Now, I want to be clear because I agree with everything you just said. I think the healthcare industry in the United States of America is shit. It's piss poor. It's a disgrace. Like you guys have mentioned, other countries fucking laugh at us. Okay? Let me get that out the way because that's not where my argument lies. My argument lies in being a CEO. Savon, we know about that.
Yep.
It comes with a bunch of tasks and a bunch of duties, right? If I was a CEO for one of these companies, because I'm pretty empathetic, would I love to clear the surgeries or anything that needs to be done so people's loved ones don't pass on for every single person that passes through my hospital or insurance institution? I'm speaking for Alex. Absolutely. Now, I don't know the logistics of how hard or easy that is to do. Because again, this is a private insurance company. So again, privately run, not state owned. I don't know what it takes to run that. I don't know if you could green light every single person. Again, would Alex and Alex's perfect world like to do that? Absolutely. I'm with all of that. I just don't know what that comes down to, the intricacies of that.
And
money
also,
spent, budgeting. I don't know.
Yeah, the CEO is also a part of the whole system that he's not in control of. So I'm not saying he's directly a murderer.
That's why I'm a little bit empathetic, because he might not be the direct main reason why. There's so many.
And now he like died for it. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Niggas die every day.
They do be. They do be.
And in general, I would like to think that like deaths do make me sad. Like when I see on the news, like I mentioned before, if like a child or someone, of course, if someone was like killed by the cops, like that shit does make me sad. But in this situation,
it's a little different, right?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel.
Let me read some of this manifesto real quick before we end this topic. To the feds, I'll keep this short because I do respect what you do for our country. See, a lot of punctuation here. Jay-Z should have hit this nigga. To save you a lengthy investigation, I state plainly that I wasn't working with anyone. This was fairly trivial. Some elementary social engineering, basic CAD, a lot of patience. The spiral notebook, if present, has some struggling notes and to-do lists that illuminate the gist of it. See, this was a real maniacal motherfucker. He was smart, 130 IQ. I'm just freestyling now. I'm sorry. Back to this. My tech is pretty locked down because I work in engineering, so probably not much info there. I do apologize for any strife or traumas, but it had to be done. Man, that motherfucker, wow. Frankly, these parasites simply had it coming. A reminder, the U.S. has the #1 most expensive healthcare system in the world, yet we rank number 42 in life expectancy. I said 47. He corrected it. United is the largest company in the US by market cap, only behind Apple, Google, Walmart. It has grown and grown, but our life expectancy and the reality of it has simply gotten too powerful. And they continue to abuse our country for immense profit because the American public has allowed them to get away with it. Obviously, the power is more complex, but I do not have space. And frankly, I do not pretend to be the most qualified person to lay out the full argument. But many have illuminated the corruption, greed, many decades ago. The problems simply just remain. It is not an issue of awareness at this point, but cleverly power games at play. Evidently, I am the first to face it with such brutal honesty. Real manifesto vibes. That movie coming.
Wait, so he... What does that mean? Like, was this found on like a site of his, or it was found on him?
When they found him, they said his manifesto was found on him as well. So I don't know how they extracted that, where they pulled that from.
Like, was it a letter or what?
Yeah, I don't know how it was extracted.
I will say, like, I get your point of like, the CEO is not the one that's directly, tearing these families apart for health reasons and such. But like, yeah, and I don't want it to come across that like, I'm happy that he was shot and like, fuck the system. But
fuck the system, no.
I would say like, I'm indifferent.
That's a good word. I'm indifferent as well.
That was my Are you like glad that this happened?
I'm not saying I'm glad, but I ain't mad. But I'm not mad, I'm not sad. I'm not glad, but I'm not mad, and I'm not sad. Because
So you're saying like a swap of sorts, right? So people that have lost loved ones, now that family has to...
His manifesto said 2 words that have been synonymous and embedded in this country: corruption and greed. And that is what these CEOs are known for. Like, that's just what it is. And he said, I'm sorry that I have to be the person to expose or highlight this brutal truth, but this is just what it is. He couldn't take it. Again, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my God, this is what should have done. He did the right thing. I'm not co-signing it. But just like these CEOs at the top who don't give a fuck, who do not lose any amount of sleep over the people who are struggling because of the policies that they put in place, the way that they sleep so peacefully at night when niggas is dying, I don't give a fuck. I can't give a fuck. It is hard for me to empathize with this because I know so many people who are locked up behind bars, who are forgotten about, right? There's people who don't have the money to afford a lawyer, so because they don't have the money, they got to do time for a crime they didn't commit. The person at the top of that, the person who's benefiting from that inmate, doesn't lose a drop of sleep, doesn't do anything about it, right? The funds aren't being funneled into public defenders. They're not saying, hey, let's fund the best lawyers possible to get everything as accurate as we possibly can. If the federal government decided, yo, we want to put the best lawyers in place to defend every single case and criminal. Let's go ahead and use our money for those reasons, those resources, right? A public defender shouldn't have 80 cases in a day. Because their goal is, there's a numbers game at that point. Right. At this point, I don't care about the humanitarian part of this. I care about the quota. I care about the numbers. Let me just do what I got to do. All right, this is going to make this go quicker. Oh, yeah, just say you're guilty. Do 18 years. And when you get out, you'll be fine. Instead of doing 30, you're doing 18. No, this is my life. Like, these people don't give a fuck at the top. This is one of those people who I'm going to assume, I don't know this man. Yeah. But based on his position, I could say he probably doesn't give a fuck about 99% of us because he is in that 1%. He is. And they mentioned that as well. I guess for me is because he mentioned, what was it, greed and corruption. In the United States of America, what fuels greed and corruption? Ding, capitalism. Mm-hmm. So like where my mind goes is, sure, we can put a face to a company of he's responsible of X, Y, and Z. And these families weren't able to take their loved ones from that hospital that day because they never received the treatment. All that is fine and dandy. Mm-hmm. There's a bigger issue and problem here. So that's really my real issue. Because Reggie, you asked it so eloquently earlier. What happens now? Mm-hmm. It's like, all right, cool. You popped, homie. Is the United States of America going to change because a CEO got killed? Mm-hmm. You know, this shit gets so deep, man. That is like so surface.
And a person had to die for it. And then you're like, okay, so now what? Like, is that going to change? That's why I asked. I was like, oh, so is this going to change something?
I think I know what's going to change.
What's up?
More CEOs are going to create bunkers.
Yeah, word.
More CEOs are going to...
Getaway plans.
Yeah, they're just going to protect themselves.
They're just going to be a little bit more buttoned up. They're not going to take strolls in Midtown at 6 a.m. by themselves. They're going to probably have security with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's probably what's going to change. Right. Are policies and processes going to change? Probably not. Right. But he sent a very strong, powerful message. And I do empathize with the children that he may have fathered, but you know, like, yeah, it is what it is.
No,
it is what it is.
I understand all sides.
I'm so
and again,
sorry.
This is just a podcast, so I'm glad we do have different POVs on this. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to highlight that, like, there is a deeper issue here when it comes to this country.
Yeah,
and sometimes we just find our scapegoat.
This is why I have no desire to be a billionaire CEO. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I don't blame you.
Too many people on my back. Like what Alex was saying. Like, I didn't do this thing that you're mad at, like directly. Yes, I'm at the top. I could have influenced it, but I didn't do it. And now millions of people are mad at me. I'm getting murdered. Like, it's just so
much. What about the other niggas that's doing it?
It's just so
much.
You
just gonna get me?
You the one, you was caught slipping.
It's so much pressure all the time. And I get it. I'm rich. Like, yes, I can provide. I have this big fancy part.
Right.
But it's just so much stress all the time, no? Like, I want to talk to people who, I mean, you guys are business owners, CEOs of this company.
We
but
ain't
like,
even close to that.
But it's like, I want to talk to people who really do desire that in life, like to be a billionaire CEO. Like, is that not stress? I don't know.
It can be. It comes with a lot of things. And
great power comes great responsibility.
Absolutely.
That's just what it is. Keeping it in the health field, I do want to just shout out Jamie Foxx, one of the most talented men in the world.
That's facts.
He has
the best sitcom ever. I'm not trying to trigger anyone to hear this. Sorry.
I ain't gonna lie. One thing in common about a great sitcom, the lead gotta have a stroke.
Get the fuck out of here.
That was the most fucked up joke.
Niggas got
the fuck out of here.
That was
landed.
Comedy. Like, because that had some level of intelligence, reference.
Great.
He crafted a joke, and even though it was like very intense about a stroke, it makes sense.
It landed.
See?
I like Martin.
That was great.
You like Jamie.
I love Martin too.
We have
Martin
this
is my
debate.
April brother. Me and Martin got the same birthday.
I know, but when it comes to great sitcoms, your greatest sitcom is Jamie. Mine is Martin. They common denominator, besides being some of the funniest men of all time, they both went through something that's horrible and horrific. Thank God they both have come out from it. Right. But Jamie Foxx, he has recently spoke on it, his health scare. He was really quiet about it. His family was really quiet about it. We didn't know what happened. A lot of people thought it was Diddy. I thought Diddy was back on the streets. Jay-Z's talking like Batman. Diddy was moving like the Joker. I had no idea what was going on, but Jamie Foxx cleared some things up. We don't have to stay too long on it. I'm just happy to see him. I'm happy to see him.
I as well. I'm glad he's not a clone. He also disclosed that in the special. I actually watched the special this morning. Hour long. His first special in about 18 years. So that was kind of cool to see, right? Like, I don't remember the last time I saw Jamie Foxx doing stand-up.
Was it funny?
I'm so glad you asked that because walk with me. I went into the special thinking I was just going to laugh throughout the whole thing. Now, though there were moments where I did find humorous and I was laughing, it was really like a testimony of sorts.
Oh my God. I've been trying to put a word to... Because I edited an article about that where he was like explaining the day that it happened, like the brain bleed and what led to the stroke and him wanting to get aspirin. But then, by that time he like kind of was out of it. Like when he was explaining that, I was like, I get it's a comedy too, but there's another word for this.
Yes.
And it was like him just explaining his story.
Ever been to church? It felt like a Sunday testimony about, these are all my trifes. These are everything I've been through. Like he literally walked us down through the night that it happened. And every day since then. Another thing that I think he highlighted, which was really cool, was that he performed with his daughters. He sang.
He has multiple daughters?
Yeah, 2. One of them played the guitar on the special.
I know he had one.
Yeah, she's married.
For sure.
Okay, she's married.
Okay.
Calm down. Right. They both came out.
Yeah.
He also sang. It just felt like a feel-good moment. It also felt like, you know what, guys? I'm okay.
I'm back.
He went through a plethora of iterations and impressions. He did Donald Trump impression. He did a 50 Cent impression. Like it looked like he was showing us for the full hour. Y'all, I went through hell and back.
Yeah.
But this special here is not really to just make you laugh uncontrollably or
Did
laugh
you laugh
out of
at
your
all?
pants. I laughed a few times.
Okay, all right, good.
It really felt like a testimony.
Because my thing when I hear these comedy specials, I feel like super talented storytellers and comedians or people who use comedy to tell stories label things as special, but I don't laugh, I think, right? Like Dave Chappelle, he say things that are funny, but I'm not laughing out loud. I haven't in quite some time at some of his jokes. Not saying he's not funny, he's the greatest of all time in my opinion.
Right.
But I think the approach is more so to challenge thought. And while challenging thought, I also want to convey a message, and I also want to tell a story and highlight certain things. So I saw a few clips of the Jamie Foxx special, the stand-up, and it just didn't feel like a stand-up comedy special, right? Like I watched Donnell Rawlings, his special a year ago, and that felt like I'm coming here to tell y'all jokes. We about to laugh, have fun, whatever. This is a stand-up comedy special. Marlon Wayans, when he says I'm doing a stand-up, he's telling jokes. You get what I'm saying? Like Dave Chappelle and this Jamie Foxx special, from, again, what I've seen, it didn't feel like a special. I can't wait to dive in. I hope he does make me laugh.
He will. There are moments.
Yeah, okay, cool. I can't wait to dive in and see it. But
you just see the bigger picture all throughout, though.
For sure.
One moment that he said that was like kind of relatable, but I hate that it is, but when he was like, we still don't know exactly what happened, and like what he found out, basically the joke was like, what I found out through this was that when there's a medical emergency, your boys don't know what to do. And that is so true. I'm not saying just men, but just people, when we're put in crazy situations, we quickly find out we don't know what to do. And also another message that I liked from his testimony is that he had to put his ego aside to make a full recovery. He said he remembers thinking like, when realizing what happened to me, he was like, Jamie Foxx doesn't get strokes. But then his doctors had to tell him, like, you have to put your ego aside for us to really go on this journey and for you to make a full recovery. And obviously he did, because he's fine now.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a pro. He's a pro.
He even broke down, bro.
Like, he did?
Like tears.
I didn't watch that part.
Yeah. He's crying.
During what part? Like explaining?
I think when he's explaining
talking about his sister.
Talking about his sister, talking about his daughter, the influences that they've had on his life since this journey. He even addressed the Diddy rumor, if Diddy was the one and is the reason why he was in that scare. He said no, he left them parties at 9 p.m. He lying, but that's my man.
I heard he was delivered.
I could see that after this special. I could see that. It felt like a Sunday service.
From the Snow Bunny epidemic.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
That's what I heard he said. You watched it.
Well, I ain't catch that one. That nigga lying.
For real?
Yeah, now maybe I need to rewatch that.
Yeah, I heard he said he was, back with the sisters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I don't care who he dates.
No, nobody cares.
But I heard he did acknowledge that people are saying, "Oh, you love snow bunnies, love playing in the snow."
Oh,
shout out to him. I ain't mad at it.
He did say that.
Yeah, I get it.
Remembered.
Yeah. But
what did he say about it? He was just like, "Yeah, I'm
mentioned
done.
it. Just mentioned it. He just
That's
made
good.
mention.
I like that. I like that he acknowledged it because people were talking about that a lot.
Yeah, and he acknowledged the clone thing. He said, "I'm not a clone."
Okay,
it's pretty good, honestly.
I love Jamie Foxx.
Me too.
I love him.
And the sitcom. But don't go into this thinking that you're gonna laugh uncontrollably or it's gonna be the funniest comedy special of all time. Mm-hmm. It's not, but it is still really good.
Mm-hmm.
What is the last time that you guys were like on the couch watching a TV show or movie, whatever, and you laughed like out loud, like LOL'd? Because a lot of things, I'm like, wow, this is hilarious, but I'm just kind of like, like I'll just like not LOL.
Special or just content?
No, just anything you watched. Because I have an answer.
You go first.
I find I could find something hilarious, but I'm not, audibly like laughing.
Yeah.
I remember the last show that every time I sat down to watch it, I would literally be screaming in my room, like crying, like it was Jesus and Miro. I remember laughing so loud, and I remember thinking to myself watching, I was like, yo, I cannot believe I'm laughing out loud right now alone. Like it's that funny. So now I'm sad because, as you guys know, and it would have been crazy to have Jesus and Miro during 2024 with all the Trump shit, all the Diddy shit. But hey, such is life.
Such is life.
Such is life.
Damn, yo.
What about you guys?
I'm actually looking for, because the other day I was laughing at something to myself. So Alex, I'll let you go while I pull this up.
Okay. Anytime y'all put a mic in front of 50 Cent,
you laugh?
I learn and I laugh.
That's pretty often then.
All the time.
Because he just did an interview with Big Boy today.
I'm spoiled.
Aww.
I just love the way that he turns on the corporate and then gets right into like hood
like
time.
Fuckery.
And like, yo, Basquiat. Like it's just so funny. Like he'll talk about Jay-Z in a very serious manner, and then he'll go, "Yeah, what's the name, Painter." It's like, dog, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'd say that. I can't really think of a show or movie as of right now. Damn, I guess things aren't really making us laugh uncontrollably, huh?
No, it's fun. Like, these shows are very funny. But I'm saying, like, there's a difference between something being funny and it making you laugh audibly. Like, I loved Insecure. I remember Insecure made me laugh when I watched my friends. And also a newer show, Sex Lives of College Girls.
That was good.
I feel like the new season came out. I remember laughing at something. It's very. I feel like it's very slept on.
That was a great show. Great show.
It was. You wouldn't know.
I think I hate to.
Dame Dash when his teeth fell out?
No.
Oh.
I can't remember the clip, but it was definitely Charleston White.
Something's wrong with him.
It was definitely something that Charleston White said. I probably watched it about a dozen times.
No, what about a show? I feel like you watch a lot of shows.
Like a show that made me laugh?
Yeah.
I watch a lot of shows.
Like you're literally sitting alone in your room and it's so funny that you're literally just laughing to yourself. Oh my God.
I'm lying. I've been lying to y'all this whole time unless Savon finish. Go.
No, I don't have anything that makes me laugh that much. Not that I've watched.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Not like I don't think there's anything. I have a really dark sense of humor too. So it takes a lot for me to like laugh. And today everything is so cookie cutter from. So yeah, like you said, Jesus and Mero. Jesus and Mero makes sense because that's not programmed television or scripted television,
They're
right?
Just funny
They're
New York
just
dudes.
hilarious people, like hilarious personalities. Which Charleston White, to me, I think he just says some things like, "Holy, what the fuck did he just say?"
You don't watch a lot of like you. So you're saying basically, do you think you don't watch a lot of funny, lighthearted things? You watch a lot of like just dramatic or like deep things?
Oh, for sure. Like if I'm watching like an actually TV series. No, the last, I guess, light tone show was The Sex Lives of College Girls. I thought that was a really good show.
It was.
Yeah.
I love it.
I didn't laugh out loud like, oh my God, but I thought that was a lighthearted with a touch of reality and raunchiness. I was like, oh shit, this is kind of dope, right?
The writing is so like quirky and funny to me. I love it.
But the girls are funny in that.
And the casting is great.
Yeah, the casting is great.
Casting is great.
I didn't know there was a new season. I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah.
Real quick, I was lying to y'all. Pop the balloon challenges, but the Jamaican editions. Specifically, the Jamaican editions.
Wait, I've never seen that. I'm gonna go watch it.
What you mean? Your shoe have a hole in it. Me can't do it with you. They are so raw. Like, see, Jamaican people, Caribbean people,
they're not trying to be funny. Like they're dead ass.
But it just makes me laugh out loud. They're
like the way they say it.
What you mean? Your mouth too little. I be in there crying. because it's like you've seen the regular version of Pop the Balloon, but then you get to see the Caribbeans who don't give a fuck and who don't have a filter. Oh my God, that shit is funny as hell.
What do you mean?
Oh my God.
Wait, do another one.
What was another one I saw? Oh, yeah, me pop balloon because she not matchy. Her shirt not match. Her trouser, I can't do it.
Damn.
I was like, wait, damn.
You gotta be on point.
You gotta be on point. I'm looking for the African ones. How far now? We need to do this. But lastly, 90 Day Fiance. I keep telling y'all, if the listeners.
Oh yeah, you're like a stan, 90 Day Fiance. If
you want to see a social experiment that you cannot describe and that you want to laugh hard at, please, I'm begging you. You can find this on HBO as well. It is hilarious, bro. Like, there's this autistic, you know what?
What?
There's an autistic guy on the show.
Okay.
All right? He's from the States. He flew to Ghana to go get a baddie.
Ooh.
He is so smart, but he also don't realize when he being funny. Because, you know, the social awareness type
like they
thing.
just say.
He has no idea. They asked him, they was like, Nigel, you okay? He's like, I'm actually not fucking okay right now. Why he's smiling?
But he didn't say it humorously. Like he's being
for real. He's being for real. But oh my God, he's a great dude. It's just so good. Go watch it.
I promised our producer.
Oh shit, I fucked up.
I wouldn't go there.
I fucked up.
Why you gotta bring this up, bro?
I fucked up. It's in the show.
Ugh.
It's in the show. I'm dead ass. I'm not even making.
I'm not gonna do it.
New season. All right.
Do what? If you have a funny joke, we could say it. But if you just want to call him a name, our producer will be mad.
Oh, that's what you was trying to do?
No, I was going to call a situation a name, but I'm not going to call it no names. No names. No names need to be called because it's not funny.
I just want to say, we could end this off. I don't know if we want quick hits or whatever, but I just want to say, bring back social experiment TV shows.
Mm-hmm. The best ones.
Wife Swap, Hoarders, like all that type of shit. I feel like
My 600-pound life.
We're lacking, yes.
With all that. I'm with all of that. Let me see how you living, yo. Because I'm not living like that.
Who's the fat dude rapping?
Oh, Dave Blunts.
Yeah.
Dave Blunts. You got to put the cup down, bro. I can't put down the cup. I can't put down the cup. Yeah. You should be putting the cup down, man.
That's his song?
That's his song. The cup is the cup of lean. And he's really overweight.
He's really talented too.
Super talented.
I'm so glad you said
he's talented too.
His name because I almost fell into the trap because there's a lot of fat rappers that I can name and I feel like that would have been a stray.
You was about to say biggest the plug? Shout
no.
What's because y'all getting quiet?
You know, I don't even know who that is.
I was going to say Rod
I don't even know who that is.
They won't even know what they look like.
I was going to say Rod Wave.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, real quick. Oh, my God. I get it. That's all I got to say on Rod Wave. I get it now.
Oh, you did post that.
I get it now.
What do you get?
I understand the fan. I get it.
I mean, he makes good music, but I just didn't know he was like selling out arenas every day.
I totally understand why now.
I respect it though. Shout out to you. I'm very happy for you.
His last project, I implore all you guys to go check it out. It's actually really good. You get like hip hop, a little bit of country trap on there.
Okay.
A little bit of real trap on there.
Not mad at that.
Yeah. Savon, you going to quick hits?
Yeah. Is he gonna appear in your Spotify wrap up?
Oh shit. You know,
I'm curious. Now, Alex, I know every year, if you've been a listener of the Need to Know podcast, we do this each and every year where all of us expose our inner, darker thoughts and secrets in playlist. Alex uses the cop-out and the excuse
it's not a cop-out.
I'm Mr. Music Man, and I use all the platforms, so you know what, dude? I can't really give you an accurate fucking assessment.
That's not true.
Because I use Tidal because I'm fucking cooler than you. I use Spotify because I'm fucking broader than you. And I gotta use Apple because, man, I just gotta use Apple. It's on my device. You get what I'm saying? So,
Savon, you know what's funny about you? I've been in your car. You know the volume in your car don't go past 5? That's why you're not understanding what I'm saying right now. Yo, Regi,
what do you mean by that?
Savon plays his music on like you could have a full conversation and still hear every verse.
I like to hear my thoughts.
Fuck that shit.
But you never like blast your music?
Never.
All right, you want to play that game? You want to play that game?
You don't blast your music.
Alex drives and fucking listens to music like a nigga. Niggatry at his finest.
It doesn't surprise me that he blasts his music.
No. What? Alex does not just blast his music. Alex is disrespectful. Alex does not. You can hear Alex from a mile.
Like coming down the block?
No, Alex, like. If there was an emergency and there was sirens versus Alex's music, the sirens are going to be drowned out because Alex doesn't give a fuck. I know when Alex gets to the studio before he does every single week.
Yes,
so we're just at the opposite ends of the spectrum. I like to hear my thoughts when I drive. So my music is on about 7.
Oh, shit.
Alex is on about 70. So when we're in the car, a medium would be like 30.
That's me.
But he's like, nah, blast this shit up. I don't want to hear you or my thoughts.
I gotta feel that shit, yo.
I don't mind it because Alex is a music guy. And then with Savon, he's a thinker.
Yes.
Like, so he just likes to,
Yes. I
will say though, Alex, do you do that with baddies in the car? Because it could be a little much. Okay, yes, it could be a little much.
Yeah.
Like, it gives me a headache. It gives me a headache.
Yeah, when I'm by myself, Savon is so right, yo. I'm a nigga. He ain't lying. But now,
oh, Savon said it a bunch of times too.
He did. I got him on that. Now, if I'm on my way to the podcast, no music.
Yes, that's not true.
That's true.
That's not true.
That's true. I'm telling you.
It's not true.
I'm telling you it's true. I did it today. Okay, maybe during the week.
All right.
During the week. Because hear me out. You'll be surprised at this. I listen to just content as I'm driving when I want to think about content. But it's not all the time.
Well, going back to the Spotify wrap-up list, I don't use Spotify. I use Apple, but Spotify has marketed this the best, and everybody is referring to Spotify's wrap-up as the wrap-up for the DSPs and the music and what you listen to throughout the year. I always get excited because as predictable as I think I am, I'm not as predictable as I thought I was.
Is it Drake, Chris Brown, and then Tory Lanez?
Yeah, in that order. In that exact order, too. That's the thing.
Is it?
Pretty close. It's pretty close. You knew that. You saw me. I posted it.
No,
on my
no. You did it because it's that every single year.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, I am consistent.
And Future, and probably Neo.
Neo in there. Oh no, let's see it.
Tory Lanez, Drake, Future, Chris Brown, Drake, Neo, Tory Lanez, Drake, Tory Lanez, Drake.
The last one.
What was you saying about Drake?
Kendrick Lamar.
All right.
In November. What? Wait, really?
See?
Wait, why? What's
so my artist month to month.
Wait, can we just relish in how funny that was?
You were pretty
Drake,
accurate.
Tory Lanez, Future. Drake, Tory Lanez, Tory Lanez, Future.
You were pretty good there. Shout out to you, Reggie. We know each other.
Wait, no, you finished and then you.
No, that was my artist by month because that's how Apple did theirs. They did their I don't really care for it, but that's what mine was. They do have the minutes played and all that shit, but I think the month by month artist was sufficient enough for me. And Reggie, you were absolutely correct. Now I want to guess some of yours. Being friends, one of yours you did post, but I would have guessed this regardless.
Larry June.
But yes,
Larry June, we know.
That's a given.
Blast, we know. Blast is always going to be there.
Flo?
Good guess. I feel seen, but no. They didn't drop much music this year. Their album dropped at the end of the year.
Obviously, J. Cole is going to be in there.
Cole's in there.
No.
And
really?
No, I'm kidding. Yes, he is.
Wait, what?
Who's about to fuck my head up?
I know those 3. And then I'm going to throw out 2 bonuses. One of the bonuses, I know for a fact, she's a music head, so I don't know who her bonus is. Right?
I know
that's accurate. I don't think you guys would have guessed
It's somebody that I don't know. Alex probably knows, but I know for a fact her 4th and 5th slot, one of them I don't know. And I'm going to say her 5th slot just because this has just been the trend of the year. She has to have Drake in her top 5.
So the first part was accurate. The 5th slot is someone that Savon doesn't know because he's more slept on, but Alex knows. It's this UK artist named Nippa.
Nippa, I should have said that. We were going back and forth about him this year. And he has a song
with Larry June, so that makes sense. And then the 4th slot that you guys didn't say. Wait, do you have a guess? No.
No.
It's not Drake. I worked very hard to have him not in my rap this year. It is Tyler.
Oh, wow. You know what? You did big up proud.
Like, I can genuinely listen to her music all day long. Like, I genuinely like her music. So, and I'm very proud of her. I was an early Tyga. So,
yeah.
I'm very satisfied with my. So number one was Larry June by far. It was like the margin was like Larry June and then everybody else.
We got that right, Alex.
Shout out to us.
Yes,
we did.
Real friends.
Because I posted it. No, I'm kidding. I know you guys would have known.
We would have known. Without that, I'm gonna be honest. We
just listen to peaceful raps all day about drinking smoothies and getting money. So
nah, that's a vibe. I ain't gonna lie. You got a vibey list.
Well, wait, can you confirm the other two?
Yeah.
It was J. Cole and Blast. Yeah.
J. Cole and Blast. Wow, we know our people.
Shout out to us. Need to know podcast.
Wow.
Need to know family.
But also, I'm very consistent.
Yeah,
I'm very just the same way I was able to predict Savon's. Like I feel like my music is predictable. I've talked consistently about what I like. So if you pay attention,
you guys think you could predict my?
See, ladies, these men are observant.
We are observant, so y'all should write that down. Do you guys think you guys could predict my Apple Music wrap up, even though it's not super accurate because I primarily use Tidal?
Older the bastard.
That was last year. That was a callback joke.
That's an insider.
Last year, older.
That wasn't just me being racist.
No, yeah, she wasn't. He was in my top 5 of Apple listens. All right, I'll go.
Wait, I don't know.
Guess. Go ahead. Guess first.
I want to try to guess around.
You got to get a rant.
I actually have no idea because Alex, when he posts his stories, like his artsy Instagram stories every day of him just like in the car listening to music at like midnight, it's a different artist every time. So I don't know.
It's tough.
Because I post Larry June every day, so of course you guys know that.
But see, that's why I rock with y'all. I'm sick in the head.
Drake is in your top 5.
Nah. Number 1, AZ. Life's a bitch and then you die.
Reggie, what did I say off camera?
You did say that. You know you did say that.
I promise you.
You said AZ?
Before he got here.
Yes, before you got here. Damn. Before you got here, we was talking about your list, and I was like, it's fucking AZ. I promise you I said that.
You good, bro. All right, AZ at 1, Skepta at 2.
Oh.
It's my Nigerian brother right there.
Okay.
Wow, I didn't know you listened to that much Skepta.
Skepta is my
Burna Boy?
My spiritual animal.
That was
Burna
racist.
Boy? I'm sorry. I thought that was racist. No, not Burna Boy. Savon funny as hell. Savon funny as hell. All right, 3. You guys might not know this guy. He's a newer artist. His name is R2R Mo. I think he's up there because he had a song with Skepta that I really liked.
Okay.
And I threw that shit into the ground. At 4, Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. At 5, underground trap artist Johnny Cinco. Yeah, y'all wasn't guessing that one.
Yeah, I wasn't guessing. Yeah, I wasn't guessing.
Fuck out of here, yo. Cinco is great. Salute to Cinco.
I liked Savon's. It was silly and cute.
Mine is big. Like, y'all are going to get mine every year. It's not going to change.
Damn,
the only thing that might shift is like Future being out for like Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Or like
Ed
Sheeran. Or like, this was just Future's year. I couldn't fit none of the whites in there.
If I really want Tidal to start, I tell them this every year and they never do it. And now look what Hov in.
Tidal is a money laundering service.
Wait, isn't Jay-Z not involved in Tidal for the past few years?
You're so right. I was just being stupid.
Oh, and shout out to everybody who had us on their Spotify rap list as well.
Salute to you.
Like that's where I'm like, damn, Spotify, you got me, because I really appreciate them showing love to the podcast. Whereas Apple, we don't know who y'all are listening to.
Right.
Although the Apple Podcast app is built into your phone and is the biggest. I love the concentrated effort that Spotify puts on podcasts because y'all give us a wrap up. For those who use Spotify and who listen to us, I saw a lot of us in your top 5, top 3, even number 1. So
salute.
Thank y'all. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us. If we were in your top 5 this year, or even if we weren't, I promise you, with the plan that we have in place for 2025, we will more than likely continue to be there. But yeah, thank y'all for doing that. And if you haven't shared that with us, please share that with us. Let us know. Tag us.
Tag us on Instagram.
I like to personally repost these things, so I know you guys love reposting or tagging the Need to Know podcast page, but please feel free to tag me on it. I like to show love to people that show love to me, so thank y'all. It does not go unnoticed. Us being a part of your routine, being a part of your life in this way, it truly, truly does mean a lot. So thank you for that. Real quick, before we get up out of here, I do want to shout out a few people really, really, really quick. Number 1, he doesn't need a shout out because he was paid handsomely. Shout out to Juan Soto. New York Mets signed Juan Soto to the largest contract in sports history.
15 years.
Yeah, didn't he get paid like $1 billion or something?
750 million pesos.
No, it wasn't no fucking pesos, nigga. It wasn't no fucking pesos.
Dollars.
Wait, didn't he go from the Yankees to the Mets?
He went from the Yankees to the Mets.
Switch sides.
When was the last time something happened like that?
Like
betrayal?
Yeah, it's betrayal, but
that's a Subway Series betrayal, right?
This is also a business and also somebody of color. Which last year, Shohei Ohtani, he signed the largest contract in sports history at $700 million with the Dodgers. So shout out to him.
Yep.
We was talking about Japan, and he's a Japanese player. So the money's getting international. Black people, I'm going to talk to you directly. I'm looking at you in the camera. Please teach your kids how to swing a baseball bat.
Put the basketball down.
Put the basketballs down. All right? Football is not your way out.
And you know we'll take over because we'll take over anything we do.
Put your mind to it, goddammit. Spend a little money on the bat, not for protection, but for the sport.
Hey, quarterbacks used to be a white sport, a white job, right? Change that.
Black folks, I need this to be said, okay? Please, like, the percentage of us in that sport is very low. And I do want to shout out everybody in there. I do. Sure. Because baseball is moving.
Yeah. And you're able to play for such a long time.
You're able to play for a long time.
But it's like so many games.
It's a lot of games, but it's not really demanding.
You don't play every game.
Well, the hitters theoretically do. The outfielders, infielders, those guys, catchers, they play. Pitchers don't necessarily play every game. Well, they don't play every game at all. But again, it is a different sport. I know it's not the sexiest. I know you can't make a highlight tape of fucking baseball, all right?
I know you can.
It may not get the hoes on the gram.
You can make one.
It just won't be as flashy as like a basketball.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
they're just gonna be waiting for like the hook.
I want to challenge us, and this is our generation, right? The late millennials, and even I do want to show love to the Gen Zers. I welcome y'all because I can't we're right there. We gang at this point. Fuck it. If you was born in 94, anybody born in 96, 7, 8, 9, we all gang, right?
96 is a millennial.
It's semantics at that point.
96 is a millennial.
It is our job. It is our job as the cusps.
Yeah, right on the cusp.
To make sure.
On the cusp.
Yeah. Thank you. Not because tell him he's trying to put us with them Gen Zers, and we're not.
It is our job to make sure that we put the baseball bat in young black people's hands. Because
that's a good, call to action.
For sure. Because like Alex said, we'll probably dominate if we started.
We dominate anything we do, y'all.
Yeah,
I just mentioned.
Make it cool. Ken Griffey Jr. He still got the flyest swing of all time.
Come on. It used to be Drew Brees, Tom Brady. We done took that over.
Yeah.
Joe, you got to do is put your mind to it.
They literally made a show named The Rise of the Black Quarterback.
It is real.
That's how prominent it is.
Yeah, that shit is a thing now.
So we need the rise of the black hitter.
Is it who gets the biggest contracts? Is it baseball players or soccer players?
Both of them.
It depends.
That's the other sport too.
It depends.
Black people, PSA number 2. I need you to show y'all niggas how to use your feet.
But don't learn here. Go overseas.
Yeah.
Don't learn our style of soccer.
Yeah, they don't play.
MLS
overseas.
don't pay shit out here. Unless you're Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
They don't give you a percentage of the whole team.
Yeah, instead of sending your kid to boarding school or any of these disciplinary schools, just send them overseas.
Send them overseas.
Just let them, just go put them, drop them in the field.
Better healthcare, like we were saying, all of that.
Yeah.
Would you guys play ball overseas? If you were like chasing your NBA dreams for your entire life, and then after college you sign with a team, but then something happened, now you have to play overseas. Would you do that?
Yeah. I know people personally, like friends who play overseas.
But it's just I feel like you're leaving your whole life there.
Yeah, but the season isn't all year long.
It's like a majority of the year though.
Majority of the year, yeah, but you get paid to do what you love.
He's back for 2 months a year.
Yeah.
I wish,
you would do that?
I would do it.
I wish that I could say yes to that.
If you were a hooper for life.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I wish I could say yes, I would, but I wouldn't.
You wouldn't do it?
Because if I got
for the experience?
I don't think because
you don't have to do it forever.
I don't know.
But also now your wife has to move to Italy with you. Well, that's not kind of lit.
I don't know. I would have to look into the salaries.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I would have to look into the salaries.
Depending on the salaries, absolutely.
I don't love the game enough to go overseas and make.
You make $1 million a year.
$1 million a year to play overseas.
But not in a lit country, like a random country.
It's cool.
Nah.
Really?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think I would.
I think a lot of these athletes get to a D1 level or even like a very professional level where they'll play in the NBA or the league and they don't get the chance or the opportunity to. But the thing is, they've invested their entire life into this one thing. So it might sound cool, like, oh yeah, I'll just pivot. That's probably a really hard decision for people who have only done this.
Like, I'm also very cognizant and mindful of quality of life. So if you give me $1 million to go play in a war zone,
but you're gonna have healthcare,
I don't give a
full
fuck.
circle.
No, and now you don't have no, hold on, but like I agree because the way I'm not an athlete, but like what I'm thinking is my family's not there. I have no family over there. I have no community there. All I have is my teammates and my wife. Like
if I'm rich enough, if I make enough to fly out loved ones and they can live comfortably, then I would highly consider it.
I gotta bag all the girls who are a fan of that sport in that country with Google Translate. Fuck that.
No, they gonna learn English for you.
I don't like.
Don't you worry. All them dollars, no, they gonna learn it just for you.
Yeah.
Look, real quick. I promise in my last, and I'm gonna do this in 2 minutes. I was supposed to do this earlier, but I love you guys and we have great talks. Rick Ross and Drake's beef. It's finally been debunked. I heard academics speaking about this, and I just wanted to mention it real quick before we got up out of here. This whole time we were thinking that it had maybe something to do with women. On his diss track against Drake, we thought it was because on the diss track, he says that Drake sent French Montana a cease and desist. Well, we found out what actually happened, and this actually makes so much sense, and I'm kind of mad that we didn't realize this a bit earlier. Pusha T had a verse on, I think it was Port of Miami, which is Ross's last album, and it was a verse on Maybach Music 6 that was removed. So if you go to that album right now, Pusha T's version and verse is not on that song. Long story short, Drake didn't like the fact that, and I forgot to mention that on the song, Pusha T is mentioning Drake, or he's insinuating to be talking about Drake. So Drake didn't like the fact that, of course, him and Rick Ross are close. And at that time, this is when Diced Pineapples, no, not Diced Pineapple, I'm sorry. What's the last one they did? Oh my God, I'm having a
Money in the Grave?
Oh no. It was one after that. It was one after that. I'm gonna fuck.
Are you sure?
Was it Diced Pineapples? No, it wasn't Diced Pineapple. No, that's the
I know
Wale
what you're
joint.
talking about. It was on the 3-pack.
It was on the 3-pack.
It was a song on the Lemon Pepper Freestyle.
Was it Lemon Pepper Freestyle?
That's still not what he's thinking of.
Yeah, okay, I thought I had you.
You know, I thought you
had
me.
Only Live Twice, Free Spirit.
No, it was. I'm pretty sure it was Lemon Pepper Freestyle.
Okay. Well,
I think it was Money in the Grave.
Okay. Long story short, you guys are leaving in the comments. Rick Ross didn't show up to that video. I mean, Drake didn't show up to that video shoot.
Oh, it's for a video? Then it probably wasn't. Gold Roses.
Gold Roses. Thank you. It was going to drive me crazy. And that was a really good song. That was, it wasn't that good.
He said it was so
What, you didn't like Gold Roses?
You didn't remember it.
No, I told you 2 weeks ago, it's hard for me to remember the titles to songs these days. Okay. I just know what it is because there's so much music I'm putting in my brain.
For the Need to Know podcast, we don't know shit.
Yeah, especially not today. Sorry, y'all.
We did all right with the hard.
We didn't know shit. We didn't know shit. Sorry.
I think we did all right with the hard news stories.
Gotcha. Yo, stop it. Stop it. We know. Stop it. We know what we was research.
Bro, everybody got off games. We ain't know shit today.
All right, bet. Gold Roses. Drake was supposed to show up to that video shoot because not only did the song do really well, it was nominated for a Grammy. So Rick Ross is a little bit confused. Like, if you watch that video right now, Rick Ross is the only person in that video. Drake didn't like the fact that Pusha T was allowed to get off shit about Drake on a song with Rick Ross. And fast forward to now. Again, if we find out more, we'll let you know.
They're beefing.
It's a lot going on out here. But yeah, it's a good episode.
Cool.
Good episode.
Yeah, we covered a lot of ground.
Uh-oh.
No, why are you laughing?
Oh, no, I thought you were like going to surprise us with something.
No, I'm going to play something really quick to kind of get us out of here. Last week, I did two things in one action. I spoke about Kendrick. I spoke about his comparison to Tupac, Nas, and Eminem. For whatever reason, the hip-hop community will stick on Eminem's name. I didn't realize he was such a polarizing figure.
No, he has fans.
I just thought he was unanimous with, oh, he's great. But then I do forget there's a lot of people who aren't as familiar with Eminem, his catalog, his importance, his influence. And so I've been fascinated watching people debate whether Kendrick was influenced by Eminem or not, or just Eminem's greatness in general. I remember a time where people were almost fearful of speaking about Eminem in a certain way because he was so skilled and he was white. And nobody wanted to get bodied or killed or in beef with a skilled white rapper except for Benzino, who over time we see he's a very questionable man for many different reasons. Right? So I came across this really, really quick and then we can get out of here. We talked about Reincarnated, the song on GNX by Kendrick Lamar last week.
Yeah.
I thought that flow, and obviously it was an intentional flip on Tupac's flow, cadence, right? Very intentional. But when I heard it, the way that Kendrick performed it, it reminded me of Eminem. Now, me, admittedly, I'm an Eminem fan. So I know his B-sides, I know his album cuts, I know a lot of the songs that may not be as popular, that a lot of people just aren't as familiar with, where he taps into his Tupac influence, right? Eminem has admitted to being influenced by Tupac. And if you listen to earlier Eminem, not the lyrical, miracle, lyrical rap Eminem, if you listen to earlier Eminem, you could really hear the influence that Tupac had on M, right? So I came across this tweet and I wanted to play this before we got out of here because, again, me being an Eminem fan, me feeling like I'm a little bit more educated. And this is another thing. I gave a PSA, a call to action to Black people about baseball and soccer. I also want to implore and challenge Black people to tap into some of Eminem's catalog. Now, I know the content isn't as relatable. All right? Fuck your mother is not something we say in a Black household.
Yeah, we don't relate to that.
It's a lot of things that you may not be able to relate to, which I think is a large disconnect between the Black community and Eminem. And then by the time that people did want to embrace him, he was lyrical, miracle, and we're like, what the fuck, dude? You're just rhyming orange with storage. Okay? I got the orange and the storage is the porridge and I'm sipping porridge. Like, I get it, right?
Very hard.
There's a lot of gimmicky shit with M that we don't appreciate, but from a technical standpoint, Eminem is one of the greatest, and everybody who has ever rapped has said that for the most part. Now, I do want to play this because this goes to the influence that I think Eminem has had on Kendrick Lamar. This is The Way I Am.
This sounds crazy on this. This sounds crazy on this.
With Reincarnated played.
Yeah, that's hard.
So I heard this and I felt justified in my Eminem stand-up.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you hear it.
That same pocket.
You hear what I'm saying?
Same pocket.
So that's the flip. I thought that was pretty noticeable, pretty honorable. And for those who may not, because there's some people who may not have heard The Way I Am, the original. So really quick.
Yeah, that pocket is crazy.
So I get it. I just wanted to end this podcast for the real need to know podcast listeners, fans. Thank y'all for staying with us this long.
Thank you.
That was on my heart. I've been waiting for a moment to, talk about Eminem in a way where I didn't get killed. The Stands Unite. Shout out to them. You talked about the impact that 50 has every time he drops.
Yeah.
50 and M, best friends, grew up in this music industry together. They're really synonymous with each other. So this was just a really interesting time in my mentions and my DMs because I didn't really realize that M was so polarizing.
Yeah.
In our space like that.
You didn't know Eminem was polarizing?
I'm a fan. I'm a stan. Like I grew up.
So he's saying by default he was gonna look that way.
Yeah, like
I thought he was very like you love him or you hate him.
I didn't know that. I thought you loved him or you just respected him.
Just not a hate for you.
I didn't know there was hate. I really didn't. Because it's M. It's M. He's the only person that you've ever heard say he had the better verse than Jay-Z.
Yeah. I went back to that shit. I went back to a lot, actually. I know we're supposed to be getting out of here.
Yo.
All right, we out.
Yo, I just left on a high note. I just told we gotta do more research.
That second whole verse on Renegade, he edged the M out. He did.
He got him.
He got him.
Okay, I'm not going to debate it.
I just went back to that.
I'm not going to debate it.
Yeah.
Hov got a lot on his plate.
Also, real quick, I know I'm sorry, Reggie. We're really about to end right now. I just realized that Nas dropped Ether on Jay-Z's birthday, because Jay-Z's birthday just passed recently. We were at work like, oh yeah, today is Ether's anniversary. We were like, Jesus Christ, imagine if we lived through this shit. At least we got to live through Drake and Kendrick.
Right, I thought that was like
I didn't know that.
The point.
Till just now.
I did not know that till literally this week. You been knew that? Shit, we got some catching up to do, Savon.
That's a real hip hop.
That's
story.
a real hip hop historian.
You knew that?
I had no idea.
No, Regi,
I remember there was like a bunch of things that Nas, like bunch of decisions Nas made like that.
The other way around. Jay-Z after that started to drop every time Nas dropped.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Okay,
about.
yeah, I knew that. I didn't know that Ether, the joint that done him, was on his birthday. Nigga was sipping Cristal, crying.
Well, that just goes back to my point
about Jay-Z.
No. That goes back to my point on Kendrick being a mix of Eminem, Nas, and Tupac.
Full circle. This has been good. This has been good.
Yeah, this is a fun episode. Thank y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you made it this far, as you already know, please make sure y'all tap in, like, comment, subscribe, all of that good shit. It's the Need to Know Podcast. What you need to know, when you need to know, on the Need to Know Podcast. We will be back again next week. We have a plethora of surprises coming your way. Thank y'all for tapping in. We'll see you again. Peace out.
Okay.